Good numbing. Hello YouTube, I hope you're all doing well, and welcome to a new journey, something a bit different from our normal. We're playing the Zero Escape series, or at the time of this first game's release when it came out, just known as 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors, or 999. I have not only always heard things about this game, I know people who think of this as one of their all-time favourite games. And I've known that since its original release forever ago. So I've always been curious about it. Additionally, like, I've always... And it's not probably the right way to put it, because it's just Spike Chunsoft, but, you know. But I've always kind of treated it as almost like a distant relative to, like, Danganronpa. And before you get on my case, be like, whoa, no, they're nothing alike, or whatever, because I haven't played it, so I don't know. What I mean is that they're both games that had, like, humble beginnings that kind of took off in the West, that had like only 2 entries for the longest time, and then later on got a 3rd entry that very much like reinvented the wheel and changed a lot of this for the series. At least as far as I'm aware. Like Danganronpa 3, obviously I wasn't the biggest fan of what it changed and how different it became. And hopefully it won't be the same case, assuming I end up enjoying this series as we go through it. But it's been on my radar for the longest time, so I want to do that. Because it's a dialogue-heavy game, with it being, you know, mystery solving, I will have it in English. I don't know how loud the volume is. I tried messing with this to get a feel for it like beforehand, so I might be like messing with volume settings a little bit before we really start, because I don't really know how loud or quiet this is going to be. I will say though, this is really funny. That's funny to me. I'm sorry. So give me a second to kind of adjust with audio and mess around, and then we should be good to go.
The nonary game. The nonary game.
Yeah, I think that'll do. I was just literally listening through playback on the sound there. But so let us begin. Creating save data. New save. Finish saving. Prologue. This game is fiction. All names, characters, and incidents portrayed in this particular are fictitious. There are 2 modes to play, novel and adventure. You can switch in and out interchangeably. Uh-oh. I was expecting this to just blow up when it hit 0, this giant tanker. Also, I've never played, or I know very little about this series. So please, no spoilers. If you're going to be like, oh my god, have you done this bit yet? No, I don't know what you're talking about. Shush. What the fuck's flow? Oh, these are the ending charts. How far does this go? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, it goes. A loud noise startled Junpei awake, and his eyes snapped open.
What the?
As they adjusted to the light, he realized that he didn't recognize his surroundings. With a crack, Junpei's head connected with something metal. He rolled over and threw out his hand to steady himself, but he found himself groping at empty air.
Whoa!
His balance lost, and his still fuzzy mind struggling to understand what was going on, Junpei tumbled down to the cold grey floor.
Ouch! God damn it! What the hell?
That's cute, so you can have it like this, or like as like a normal read down.
A bed? I fell pretty far. That really hurt. Damn, my eyesight's kind of blurry. Must have hit my head. No, wait. That's not it. An earthquake. But it's shaking too fast for that.
I think originally when this game came out, it was on the DS. And so I think instead of having the adventure screen and like the yada yada screen, the novel screen, they were probably like the top screen was this, the bottom screen was just the hard like log sort of thing. So it's just kind of kept that.
Anyway. Where am I? Wait, it stopped? What's that sound? That's 5. What's this 5 mean? It won't open. What's this? Is this keeping the door shut? Hey! Hello? Is anyone there? Open the door!
Yeah, you can tell this is like a DS game. I don't mean that in like a mean way. I mean that in like the sense of like it's using like it wants to have higher detail, so it's using like still images of everything instead of like models, and like probably these are like all pre-rendered images.
What the hell is this? A watch? It doesn't look like one. 5. That's the same as the door. What? How do I take this off? Maybe pushing something on this will work? Nothing. Damn. Guess I'll have to force it off. No good. This stupid thing won't come off. What the hell is the deal with this thing? Where am I? And why the hell am I here? Why? What the hell happened to me? My head. Huh. This is... Hold on. Am I on a ship?
You mean you only just figured it out?
I can't see anything. If only it wasn't so dark outside. Huh?
Uh-oh.
What the... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. What the hell is going on here?
Uh-oh.
What the hell? God damn it! Hey! Anyone! Is anyone there? Come on, if you're there, say something! It's not stopping. Not good. Not good at all. I need to find a way out, and fast.
Oh, are we in? Are we in? Is this like solved? Seek a way out. Operation during an escape. During an escape, you're restricted to an area. Your goal: search around to uncover how to unlock the door. There are items and hints in the room that will help you escape. Use the cursor to select a location you find suspicious to search the room. Use L1 and R1 to walk around the room. Left stick controls. Move the left stick during an escape to use the cursor. Press the square to speed it up, X to search where the cursor is placed. About items. Once you've obtained an item, you'll be able to go to the item screen. Pressing triangle will take you to the item screen. Picture frame. There's a picture of a ship on it. There's screws keeping the back on. Let's get with an item. The item visible in the lower left is currently in hand. When you close the item screen, the last selected item will be in hand. If you hold an item while investigating the room, you may trigger a reaction. Try switching out items in hand to search different places. Press up to quickly change between items. Bulletin board. It's like someone put a note on it. He's pouring through the window. It's like a waterfall. I don't think shoving something into the window is going to stop the water. In other words, if I don't want to die, I need to find a way out of this room. I have to figure this out. There's a table. The water's pouring onto like a little waterfall. I don't see anything useful here. It's a pipe. I know. I'll crawl into the pipe and find a way out. There's nobody here to make fun of my lame jokes. Man, this sucks. Door to the stove. Well, it opens easy enough. Sure, the water will get out of here with that easy to open. There's our screw. Aha! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bunch of numbers and symbols in the picture, huh? Connection between the symbols and the numbers. I already did that, combining things. So the code is 7 4 7 4 6 3 7 4 6 3 7 4 6 3. There's a lever here. Maybe if I pull it. Weird noise. Great. Light's still red. Display hasn't changed. Damn it! Why the hell isn't this thing opening? Oh, I need to find something. So 7463. Keep that down. I should have had a pen and paper with me. No dice. It's locked tight. Anything in the keyhole? Aha! Oh, I need to find a key first. 7463. I'm trying to like make sure. Why haven't I interacted with to try and find this key? Is there anything in the sink? What's this? Oh,
Should probably hold on to this key. Huh. Oh, what's up with my face? I look like a zombie. Man, what the hell happened to me?
Time and a place, my
How did I
guy.
end up here? I left work, headed back to my apartment, and... I'm back. Not like anyone will respond.
I'm back. No one will respond. 7463. We can't forget that.
Man, work was rough today. Huh? A breeze. Huh, that's weird. Did I leave that open? Everything looks okay. I must have forgotten to close it. What? Who are... I can't...
So we were kidnapped.
Consider this a privilege. You have been chosen. You are going to participate in the game. The Nonary game.
No game.
It is a game where you will put your life on the line.
That's right. That guy with the gas mask. That son of a bitch must have taken me here. When I get my hands on him... Well, I guess there's no way to know if that was a man or not. Just who was that? They said, you have been chosen.
You've been chosen to remember 7463.
What the hell is going on? Why me?
You are going to participate in the game. The Nonary game. It is a game where you will put your life on the line.
The Nonary game. Huh. What the hell is a Nonary game? Ugh, God damn it!
Anyway, it is open. Alright, let's stick the key in there. It's not opening. doing anything at all. Alright, I take it back. I guess I can move the dial now. Put right open. Let's give it a shot. During an escape, investigation may trigger one or several minigames. All operations for minigames are done using the left stick and X. Some minigames require you to manipulate something, while others only require you to apply the right object or touch the right thing. Dial will cause it to move to the next number, enter 4 numbers this way, and then touch the key. If numbers are correct, it will unlock. Uh-oh. It's not opening. What am I going to do? Standing around, the water's still rising. There's no point in just guessing randomly. I need to find some sort of hint. God, I wish this was easier to turn around. There we go. I mean, these ones are only red, so... Because it's 7-4. Please, just straighten out, game, please. I know because you're supposed to do it with a left stick. But the other side's blue, so... 7-4 what? Oh, that's the blue one. Maybe this one's 7463. Oh. Keep it cool and look around for some more clues. Trying to think, where haven't we looked? Whoops, that's that. Oh, so we can pick it up after clicking it a bunch of times. Sorry, it's not as annoying. Red, and then that in blue. Is anything else written on here? I appreciate that you can double click things and you investigate them further. One of the things is going to have the key to open this. It's a card reader. 5, huh? What does that mean? Oh, hang on. What if... Oh, I thought I had it. Red, maybe. It was that note on the bulletin board. There was a couple of symbols that were in red. Someone drew those symbols in the back of the picture along with some numbers. Symbols have something to do with the code. Yeah, I know, game. It's like, hey, maybe these have something to do with each other. It's like, yeah, I know, I got that much. Oh, there's like a hash. So it, like, this, like, it says first two are 7-4. Is it just 7-4-7-4? Oh, God damn it. It's not opening. I think the numbers on the back of the picture of the key somehow. Put the right numbers and turn the key, it should open. Yeah, but I'm following what it says. I'm not like completely misunderstanding and it's actually 2-9 or some shit, right? Because like that red square, that's filled in, so that would be the 7 because that's filled in there. Oh, because you fold it. You fold it and you get the other half. So it's 7-4 and then 1-8. 7-4-1-8. Whoops, overclicked. I'll just do that. It only goes to 5. Or is it 8-1 then? Damn it, I thought I had it. Four numbers, but only 2 on the note. If I had something on the left side was red, and I had 4 red symbols, that might give me the answer. It folds back on itself, so... Is it that the other side becomes like the silhouette of it? So that means... That would be... 7-4-2-9? 7... No, but we can't because the last number is not big enough. The last number only goes to 5, so 7-4-2... Is it 7492? Hope this goes to 9. Fuck. In the back of the picture of the key somehow. If I put the right numbers and turn the key, it should open. I'll expect this a lot throughout this playthrough. I'm going to get stuck a lot because I'm not good at, like, escape rooms. But that's part of why I wanted to try it, just to do something different. Because it folds backwards over itself. So these sides, I was imagining this being flipped on its back to the back of these. So this would be 7, 4, but then that dark piece would be flipped on its back. So it would be 9, and then that top piece is also flipped on its back. So it would be a 2. But no. Yeah, and the thing even makes sure, like, if you read it to kind of help you out. So the first 2 is 7, 4, that I'm sure of. But if it's the latter half's not 9, 2, if you fold it back, it's not whatever I said it was when you flip it forward on itself. Let me just give one more check since we're not... There's nothing else here. Seven, 4, 5, 2? No. 7, 4, 2, 9. I could just like blunt force it, but I don't want to. I want to figure it out. It's also like see like 7744, right? Oh, these okay. The side ones only go to it. Okay. So these always go to higher numbers, whilst these two always are only lower ones. Reason why... Oh, it's 7485. Oh, okay, I figured it. I figured it out. I figured out why. Once I hit it, I realised it. It's because you're supposed to do it the way I first thought. But you're supposed to realise the last number can't go to the 9. And you're supposed to expand it from there. Okay, I think I got it. Yes! I unlocked it. Yeah, because when they fold over... Yeah, I think I get it. Took me a second, but I got it. Well, by a second, I mean the first half hour of this stream, but get used to that. It's going to be like most of these streams, it's going to be me getting stuck for ages. But I'm trying to make sense of it so it makes sense. Like when it folds, because you can see this folds back on itself. When it folds back on itself, the like hollow ones will fold over each other properly, whilst the shadowed ones don't. So the shadowed one has to become a new number. Actually, I'm not sure how I got to 8-5 now I'm looking at it. I know it's because, like, when you fold it over, the two... like, they will link up differently. But I'm actually not sure how I got the 5. Or how I got the 8. I know I can kind of see how you get the 5, I just can't see how you get the 8. It's like key cards. There's a number on each one. 1, 2, 3. So would this be the same idea but backwards? So So 6, 3. So 8, 5, 6, 3. No, okay. This is going... No, it only goes to... I was going to say, what if it's 5, 8, but no, that doesn't track. I don't think I'm going to need this again. Oh! Alright, let's slide these cards and see if they work. And... Huh? It's not working. Why? Damn it. Do I need some other cards to get this to work? Shit, I need to find more cards now. Forcing me to look for clues. Plugging random numbers is going to get me nowhere fast. I have to find the right number and turn the key. Then the briefcase should open. Trying to think, where haven't we looked? Anything under the pill? Oh, you motherfucker! Oh, you son of a bitch. That's how you solve it. That's how you solve it. There's a second piece of paper. God fucking damn it. That's how you're supposed to solve it. I was trying to like do all this extra thinking, like, well, if you fold it back over itself, the pieces will overlap. No, it's get a different piece of paper. It's the first puzzle in the game, Rob. Stop overthinking it. You son of a bitch. So that means it's 0, 2, 0, 2, 8, 3. What the fuck do you mean? Blue briefcase, blue, blue, blue. Have I got anything blue? Well, there was that note with the red and blue symbols. Maybe there's some kind of hint. Oh yeah, there's something written on the back of the photo of the ship, isn't there? It's 0, 2. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong number entirely. 6, 6, 3, 6, 3, 0, 2, 6, 3. You idiot. There we go. Oh, right. Let's see if these numbers work. Turn the key. Oh, hey, look, it's working. Yes. All right, let's open this up. Yes, it opened. Looks like there's something hidden here. What is this? A file? File screen. Find any information contained in them will be available on the file screen. Press the right to open the file screen. All right, let's see what's in this file. Digital root. Let's see here. Computer a digital root with the following steps. First, add all the numbers in the question to one another. So 1 plus 2 plus 3. If you end up with something greater than a single digit number, add the digits to one another. For instance, if you have a double digit number, add the number in the tens place to the number of the in the ones place. Oh, so if you end up with like 12, add 1 plus 2. Keep adding digits in the manner until you have a single digit answer. That final single digit is your digital root. Example, the digital root of 6, 7, 8 was that you'd add 7 to the 8. Ah, okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, and so you do 1 plus 2 plus 3, which is still 6. Therefore, the digital root of 6, 7, 8 is 3. The digital root of 1, 2, 3, 4 would be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, which is 10. 1 plus 0, yeah. Therefore, digital root of 1, 2, 3, 4 is 1. It's C, so I just keep adding numbers till I get a single digit number. Oh, looks like there's something on the back of this thing. A notebook, a pen, a calculator, and a stack of key cards, huh? Some key cards, and we reach these cards 6, 7, 8. Does that mean something? New 2 has been added to the file screen. Calculator. Press left at the calculator screen. Calculator can also calculate digital roots, which will be important. It can just do the digital routing for you. That is... Are you serious? That's amazing. It's a 5 on the door, so I have to get a digital root of 5. Be sure about this. Oh, well, it was worth a shot. Let's see if this works. Like the cards give me a digital route of 5 through the reader. Oh, okay, I need to select 3 cards, and I have to make the digital route of 5. Got it. Yeah, okay, let me bring up that calculator. Yeah, I know how digital works. I know how it works, I've got it. It wants me to figure out the okay. So we need 3 cards from 1 through 6. But let's just pick at random for a minute. Until we get like a base idea. Okay, no, I'm only going higher if I do that. One. What does that end up on? Like 10 then, I'm guessing. Well, yeah, because it's 5 and 5. I'm an idiot. It's I was like, I'll just look at it. 5 plus 5. So to make it 5, I need to make it so there's a 5 left over, or a 3 and a 2 left over, with it, sort of thing. Oh, hey, there we are. Because 6 plus 3 is 9, plus 5 is 14, 1 plus 4 is 5. So, 3, 5, and 6. I think we can do it in any order, I assume. Like, the game's not going to get fussy about it, yeah. So, 3, 5, and 6. We don't have 3, we have 6, 7, and 8. But we need to make 14, at least. So... 6, 7, 1. Alright, I think this is going to work. There we go, that's a new noise. Huh? Did it just unlock? Well, the light was red, now it's blue. No doubt about it. There's something keeping me in here now. Time to go. You know, this room is right next to this device. Yay! Yay! It took us 45 minutes, but we solved the first puzzle. Without any help. You found it! It just took us... And I'm going to make a save. Since we actually progressed. Oh, so now it's going to be more novels until the split in the road. Or maybe there's an escape here, we don't know.
Ow! My head. Wait, is it over? Whew, that felt too much like being flushed down a toilet. Damn. Well, better than drowning, I guess. Am I in a hallway? Oh. A door. Another door. Damn this water. Ugh. Let me go. Huh, yes, it opened. What the hell?
I am curious, if I have it in novel mode, does it, like, describe the details? Yeah, it describes all the details. His voice trailed off, and all he could do was stare. A polished floor stretched out before him, ornate staircases rising up from the edges, each one of them, equidistant from the others. The stairs and pillars were solid wood, and Art Nouveau establishments and decorations covered the walls and pillars. It looked like nothing so much as the entrance to a luxurious mansion in the early 1900s.
This is the inside of a ship?
So you just miss all of these details. Junpei couldn't help but wonder.
Oh.
Also, quickly filling the hallway behind him suggested that yes, he was. As he looked, a fresh wave rolled out from the room he'd been in, gathering speed as he moved towards the stairs.
Yeah, that's what I thought. This is totally, Wait, what the hell? A wave? Oh, shit! Shit! Okay, I gotta get out of here.
Junpei span around, his wet shoes squeaking in protest on the polished floor, and he ran towards the tremendous staircase in front of him.
C deck.
Cock deck! Got it!
B deck.
But
Hurry! Hurry!
cock deck, boob deck. As he ran, he glanced quickly at the plates mounted on the wall, denoting the decks of the ship.
A deck's next.
AS deck. He took 2 stairs at a time, not entirely sure where he'd find himself, as he began to wonder where, in fact, the stairs did lead.
What?
Junpei saw another person at the corner of his eye.
People.
Yeah, you don't get any of the details in between. You just see the things. He stopped short and he tripping over the next stair. He looked. It wasn't just one person he'd seen. On the landing on the left of the stairs, there were 4 people staring at him. And on the right, 3 more. So that leaves 1 left. So there's 9 persons. I count 8. I like the designs of characters.
A lot of people.
All told, there were 7 of them. Yeah, 8 if you conclude him. It looks as though they had been on their way down the stairs. They'd stopped short when they saw Junpei, their eyes wide. He'd done the same, of course, and now they stood there staring at one another. Junpei didn't move, one foot placed awkwardly on the next step, in the middle in a stride. Who were these people? The entire interaction lasted only a matter of seconds. The woman spoke to Junpei, and time began to move again.
I guess there's another one of us now.
I recognise that actress. Okay, that doesn't change anything. I'm paranoid. I'll miss details.
Sir.
The woman was dressed, Junpei thought, rather like a dancer. Her clothes covered very little, and her prodigious jewellery little
No,
more.
I'm not. You better get moving.
With no further ceremony, she ran straight past Junpei and toward the doors behind him.
Oh, okay then.
The sudden proximity of a woman with such striking assets of Junpei momentarily stunned. Alright, Junpei, there's time and a place. But the others wasted no time and quickly followed the strange woman.
Silver hair? Huh?
The first to pass Junpei was a young man with silver hair. He threw a quick glance in Junpei's direction as he ran, muttering.
One of us, huh? What? Nothing.
Following him was an older man, his face calm and without fear. Soft wrinkles sprouted from his eyes, and he came close enough as he passed for Junpei to see wisps of grey in his hair. His composure and shock of hair struck Junpei as rather that of an elderly lion.
Going up won't do you any good. There are 2 doors, but neither of them will open.
I recognise that voice actor!
Wait, hold on. The doors won't open?
Next to speak, Junpei was a girl with pink hair and a high voice.
Come on! Aren't you coming? You gotta hurry!
Her small hand was wrapped around the waist of another man. His eyes were closed, almost as though he was sleeping. His features were graceful, almost serene. So Alucard's here, got it. And he was dressed rather elegantly for someone his age. Something about his posture seemed very refined, and Junpei couldn't help feeling he was noble and dignified somehow. He'd certainly never seen one, but this man seemed like Junpei had always imagined a prince would be like.
That's 9 of us then. All of the cards are in hand.
What does that mean? Junpei opened his mouth to ask what the other man had meant, but the girl with pink hair rushed past him.
Wait! They're gone. Just what is going on? There's an old man like a lion, a girl with pink hair, and a prince, and I have no idea what they're talking about.
And that's just in case you're not playing in novel mode, to make sure you get, like, the key details you need. One's like a lion, one's got pink hair, one looks like a prince. It's making you have, like, it's giving you an easy way to make sure you remember who they are. He turned just in time to see 2 more people running towards him. One of them had hair like a bird's nest, and looked like a stiff breeze might topple him. And the other was a veritable mountain of a man. Yes, it's like bird's nest, mountain. It's giving you keywords to remember them, so if something happens to them in a flash, you'll be like, oh, that's the bird's nest guy.
Huh? Ah!
The scrawny one scuttled past Junpei as though he were running from something.
What's that all about?
Hey! What the hell are you just standing there for? Didn't you hear him? The doors on A deck are no good. We gotta check the doors on B deck. Got it? Now go.
Now go! Before he had a chance to respond, the man laid a massive hand on Junpei's shoulder. With no more effort than Junpei would have used to brush aside a fly, the man shoved him out of the way. Whoa! Thrown off balance by the man in recent events, it took Junpei a few steps to get his bearings. He finally regained his balance and looked up at what the other 7 had been running toward.
Hey man, that was dangerous. Huh?
There were 2 pairs of large iron doors set in the walls in front of him. They looked quite sturdy, and each had handles jutting from them. Written across the surface of each door in red paint was a number. Door on the right.
And this one says 5. They're the same.
The guy Junpei had decided to call Silver was mumbling to himself.
I woke up and had a number on the door just like that.
You too, eh?
With an arched eyebrow, the lion looked over at Silver.
My cell was the same. A number upon the door. I opened it, ran down the hallway outside, and found myself in a rather grand room full of stairs, as I suspect did the rest of you.
It was it was as though the floodgates had been opened. They all began to talk at once.
Me too.
Same for me. There was a door with a number on it.
It soon became clear that each one of them had awoken in a room with a locked door and solved the puzzle to escape. They'd all ended up in the same room, as though they'd been guided there.
Yes, we all saw the same thing. That's not important. We need to hurry.
You think I don't know that lady?
Before the dancer had time to finish, Silver was already running.
Open! Damn it!
He grabbed a hold of the door labelled 5 and pulled. However,
Fuck, it's not opening. This damn thing won't even budge.
Out of my way.
the mountain grabbed Silver's shoulder and tossed him aside. His path cleared, he took a few steps back, then threw himself at the door. Once, twice, thrice, 4 times. The door shook as his body slammed into it, but showed no signs of breaking or opening. The mountain threw himself at the door again.
Body slam from a guy that big didn't even budge it. There must be some other way.
Junpei turned towards door 4. Next to the door on the wall was a small box.
This looks just like the device next to the door in that room earlier. So that means this door is probably locked too. But still...
He had to check. Junpei grabbed the handle and threw his weight into opening it. It was locked as tight as the door next to it, as he suspected. Junpei punched the door and it did not respond.
Are there any other doors?
He barely finished his thought when the C-deck plate he'd passed on the way up sprang unbidden into his mind. His body moved before he had time to think. Junpei turned and ran back towards the stairs. He had scarcely taken a step when, at the top of the stairs, next to an ornate clock embedded in the wall, he saw a person. It was a girl. She looked to be the same age as Junpei. He froze, unable to look away from her face. He wasn't confounded by her beauty or something equally silly. No, there was another reason he couldn't take his eyes off the girl. Junpei had seen her somewhere before. He couldn't quite remember where, but he knew he'd met her before. The girl too stared at Junpei, similarly stunned. Her response suggested she'd seen him before as well.
Huh?
Without saying a word, Junpei walked slowly toward her. She didn't move. It was almost as though she was held in place by some sort of magic spell. As Junpei stepped onto her landing, the spell broke. No sooner did he had set foot down, that the whole ship shook a second time. The quake caught the girl unprepared, and she fell.
Out!
Moving on instinct, Junpei leapt to catch her, or so he thought. Hi! Her face was far closer than it should have been, mere inches from my own. He was flat on his back, and she had landed squarely on top of him. The girl seemed as confused as he did, and her face suggested she still hadn't fully recovered from seeing him. For a moment that seemed to stretch for a very long time, they stared at one another. The ship stopped shaking. Everything was quiet. Words could be heard from the bottom of the ship, lapping faintly at walls and ceilings, but eventually that faded as well. The silence was complete, a thick, muffling blanket. At last the girl opened her mouth.
Oh my gosh! Is that you, Jumpy?
Jumpy! Jumpy? Jumpy? Her words echoed through Junpei's head, and suddenly his memory returned.
Akane.
Why hadn't he realized it before? The girl was Akane Kurashiki. She and Junpei had been friends in childhood. They'd gone to elementary school together for 6 years. But what was she doing on the ship? Her soft eyes were only inches away from his own. He could feel the warmth of her face. Feelings he'd thought long forgotten began to work their way to the surface. He could feel his face heating up. At that moment... How are we doing on the thing? Are we still moving? Okay, no, we're still on one section. I suppose it'll tell us.
What?
What's that voice?
Oh, it swapped back and I hadn't realised. The companions had heard the voice as well, and many of the faces had gone pale. They looked around frantically, desperate to locate the source of the voice. At last they found it. The speaker set into the ceiling. I am Zero, the captain of this ship. The voice was harsh, obscured occasionally by the crackle or static.
This is...
Junpei recognized it. How could he have forgotten it?
that guy in the gas mask!
Hey, asshole! What the hell is this? Come on out here. I want to get a look at you.
What do you mean to do to us?
Nonary game.
Oh, okay. I do love how the character's animated. So you're going to get me doing that a lot throughout this.
What the hell's that?
The voice continued, implaceable.
What is he talking about?
Hey, there's something in my pocket. Check this out.
Silver reached into his pocket and pulled out a small slip of paper. The rest of them reached into their own pockets and pulled out similar slips of paper. Junpei followed suit and dug into the pockets of his pants. He felt the telltale crumple of paper, slightly damp from his earlier ordeal.
Hey, I got one too.
Then it would seem Zero has seen fit to grace us each with a letter. Would you mind terribly reading it to us, young man?
Terribly reading it to us. His request had been delivered to Junpei, who, after a short moment of surprise, did as he'd been asked.
On this ship, you will find a handful of doors emblazoned with numbers. We will call them the numbered doors. The doors in front of you are a pair of the same. The key to opening these numbered doors are the numbered bracelets that each of you possess. Should you total the numbers on your numbered bracelets and find that the digital root of that number is equal to the number of that door, the door will open.
Oh, so this digital root shit... Yeah, okay, there's a reason why it's on the calculator, because the digital root shit's going to be here forever. So it's like, we're going to need people to group up together, hence why they did that thing at the start. The whole point is that you can only access certain doors if you group up with the right people. So, like, you'd have, like, if you want 4, it's like, okay, I'm 5, so I'd have to take, like, these people with me. Or sort of thing. Well, I made 3, but you know what I mean? Like, you'd have to try and make the right numbers to get to the door you want to get to. So we need to make 13. For example, for 4.
Only those who have opened the door may pass through. There are, however, limits. Only 3 to 5 people can pass through one numbered door. All those who enter must leave, and all who enter must contribute.
Oh, so some of the splits, when they're split past, some of the splits are going to be, who do you take with you? Right? Okay.
So this thing on my arm is a bracelet.
He glanced around. It looked like everyone else had one as well, and he'd come to much the same conclusion.
The purpose of the game is simple. Leave this ship alive. It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9.
There's one last thing I must tell you. As you have no doubt surmised, this ship has begun to sink. Unable 14, 1912. Its name is Ocean Liner Titanic. Crash into Earth.
Okay. Nine people, 9 hours to escape. We need to find a door with a 9 on it.
I hear
The
a
voice
bell.
finished, and the speaker went silent.
I think it's coming from over by the stairs.
Oh, okay, so it's like, is she visually there on the other screen? No.
It's the clock telling us the time.
Everyone had their eyes on the antique clock embedded in the wall. 7, 8, 9. The sound of the 9th bell faded away. The 10th never came.
It rang 9 times, so 9 o'clock then?
Of course. It's not called 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors. It's 9 o'clock. Come on, game.
I think it's 9 p.m. I couldn't see anything when I tried looking out the window earlier. It has to be nighttime.
If that is the case, then we would need to escape by 6 a.m. tomorrow.
Survive to 6 a.m. Oh Jesus. The speaker went silent and did not speak again.
Hey! You bastard! What do you mean by that? Come out here, you asshole!
That guy won't stop shouting. And the others.
Like, can we get to know some people's names instead of just like outside of Akane? Everyone's just dancer, mountain, lion. I mean, lion can stick. Gunpei 2 is consumed by his thoughts.
I have way too many questions. Who is Zero? What's the Nonary game? What's it for? Is he some nutjob just doing this to mess with us, or does he have some other purpose? Why pick me to be part of this insane game? And the others? Why are these 8 people here? And the most confusing of them all. Why is Akane here? I haven't seen her since elementary school. Why her? Why now? Coincidence? No. There's no way. There has to be a reason. I don't know what exactly, but there has to be.
Very well.
The lion's voice seemed oddly loud in the silence.
Standing around here won't do us any good. Best we get moving, don't you think?
Get moving?
Are you planning to open the numbered doors? Hey, wait! But don't tell me you're actually gonna do what this Zero says.
We don't really have much of a choice, dancer lady.
No, that's not what I mean.
The lion shook his head, mildly
I'm
annoyed.
saying let's find another way. After all, we haven't really examined this place yet.
What?
Where have we not looked? Everyone searched A-Deck already, right?
Yeah, we were kind of in a rush though, so we probably missed some things.
Why don't we check out the lower floors first? We should see how deep this place goes. I can work with that.
Then let's go.
I want Lion on my side. He seems very level-headed.
Whoa!
Whoa! Oh, we have moved. Okay, that's one way to see. Searching the ship, so now we're at the start of a new bit.
What the hell? It's completely submerged.
Damn. If the water level keeps rising like this, we're all gonna drown.
No, I don't believe that's something we have to worry about.
Prince, you're not... I don't want to say it. I don't want to assume, because I might be wrong. But it's like, that's not Ray Chase. The prince knelt down and gently drew his hands across it.
See? The water's not flowing. That means the origin of the water has been stopped. Perhaps this Zero fellow has used some sort of remote control to seal a watertight door lower down. He said that our time limit was 9 hours. In other words, this water won't rise for 9 hours.
And you're saying we won't sink till then?
Well, that may be a little too optimistic. No point to wishful thinking.
That's depressing.
If we don't determine a way to advance from this point, we are stuck on A deck and C deck.
I know where I recognize Lion's voice. I don't know who. I can't remember what the character's name is, but he's someone in Shin Megami Tensei 4.
Looks that way.
Hey, hold on. How about we check C deck before we jump to any conclusions? We might find something there.
Huh, you're right. I think we should look at the metal doors by the big staircase, too. They're pretty suspicious.
No numbers on either door, and I don't see an authentication device either. Nope, it's locked.
This one too. Damn, none of the doors are opening.
Hey guys, over here. There's another door behind the stairs.
This one doesn't open either.
We'll see about that. Hey, old man, give me a hand.
Using force, I see. Let's give it a try. It won't budge.
Could you not just start shouting out of nowhere? You almost gave me a heart attack.
Just like, alright, we're all trapped down here. Let me not start shouting and kicking doors until we can try and figure things out, please.
Oh, sorry.
It doesn't appear to have moved even with two of us trying. It's very well made.
But yeah, it's like, hi, I know these doors and how they have a certain way of working and whatnot, but if I can help it, I want to try and keep Lion with me. He's the one I trust the most.
Idiots. Try using your brain first.
Because Dancer is extremely sassy, so I haven't actually had a chance to get to know her. Silver is just a loud, obnoxious kid. Mountain is just brawn. Prince Alucard, as I was calling him, is very sophisticated. And Akane, she's very much like the slightly ditzy best friend type. Or well, at least that's the thing. Especially when I first meet her, and the first thing she goes is Jumpy. It's like, yeah, okay. So I think like of all the people that are going to be helpful to us, I know I'm missing a few people. That like Lion's going to be the one.
Take a closer look.
A keyhole?
Right. It's obvious what we need to open this door.
A key, huh?
You got a problem?
No, I just really doubt we'll find a key that easily.
Ignoring the tense air between the two, Junpei moved closer to examine the doorknob.
What's this?
Just above it was a strange mark in the shape of a circle surrounding a dot.
There's a mark on it. Does it mean something?
Hey, look! Over here, too!
Oh, pink hair, right, yeah, we don't know anything about this kid, so I don't know how trustworthy or helpful she's gonna be. Same as, like, that other guy, like that looked like kind of like a mess. Pink hair was looking at double doors they hadn't examined yet.
More doors.
I think they're elevators.
Yeah, no kidding.
There's an inverted triangle button by them.
May as well try pressing it. Huh. Nothing.
Maybe the power isn't on.
Or we need to do something with this card reader. And there's a strange mark here, too. What is this? It looks like a lowercase h with a dash drawn across the upper stem of the H.
Junpei stared at it for a while.
This is the symbol of Saturn.
Alright, escape room thinking time. Jupiter, Venus, Earth, Mars. Is Saturn the 5th planet? No, it's the 6th, because Jupiter's the 5th. 6. Digital root of 6. We need to put the...
It's an astrological symbol.
Then the mark on the other door...
I think that was the sun symbol.
Which would have just been 0.
We saw the same symbols on A deck.
We did?
I don't remember that.
A deck, huh? I haven't been there, so I wouldn't know.
You may as well check again since we're talking about it.
Lion's word urged them on, and they took the stairs up.
There, the two doors next to the stairs. The one on the left had a keyhole with a similar symbol engraved on it.
She's right. It looks similar to what we saw downstairs.
This is an Earth symbol.
3. Thank you, Akane.
The horizontal line symbolizes the equator, and the vertical one represents the prime meridian.
I see.
Junpei looked up at the ceiling.
The ceiling. Metal plates. Huh. It's as if it's covering something up.
Perhaps it was a dome of some kind.
I wish we could get out through there.
Be realistic. We'd need a lot of explosives to open that up.
The windows too. Huh. They're all covered.
There were several windows along both sides of the ship, or at least there had been. They too were covered with metal plates.
In other words, we're trapped. All the exits go nowhere.
Junpei was not happy. The girl with pink hair spoke up.
Well, I'm sure they go somewhere. We just can't open them.
Then the mountain spoke.
You don't know that. For all we know, they just open into walls or take us in circles.
The prince did not agree.
No, I'm sure they go somewhere. Otherwise, what point would there be? And we can open them. Well, 2 of them at least.
True, we can get the route of 4 and 5.
I mean the numbered doors.
All eyes turned towards the doors with numbers on them. The atmosphere in the room grew tense.
Hey, wait a minute. I think I said this earlier, but I don't think we should do that.
The dancer moved in front of the doors just to block them.
We'd have to be crazy to open these doors. If we do that, we're doing exactly what Zero wants us to do.
Suddenly, everyone began to speak at once.
May as well give it a shot. We can't stay here forever.
Yes, I'm in favor as well.
No, I'm totally against this.
But shouldn't we at least try?
We don't know what'll happen. We should stay here.
We don't have time for that. In 8.5 hours, this ship is going to sink.
The clamour of voices made it next to impossible to determine who was saying what. Their argument grew more intense until people were shouting and screaming at one another.
Hey, shut up!
They fell silent and all eyes turned to Junpei. He felt each stare burning into him, but he refused to flinch.
Before we try and decide where we're going to go, there's something else we ought to do.
What's that?
We need to exchange information. We don't know anything about each other. I want to know who you guys are. Who you are, where you came from, why you ended up here. Don't tell me you aren't curious too.
They were silent. Some of them looked the other way, or bit their lip, or crossed their arms and stared at the ceiling. But one of them spoke up. It was Akane.
I agree. I think Jumpy is right.
Jumpy?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking about him. I just call him Jumpy. His name is Junpei.
She pointed towards
We're
Junpei.
childhood friends. We went to the same elementary school.
Wait, stop! Don't tell us stuff we didn't ask you about. Zero's probably watching us right now. What are you gonna do if he's listening in?
Oh, would that be bad?
Hell yeah, it would! We don't know how much that bastard knows about us. Maybe he just picked a bunch of random people to kidnap. If that is the case, then it'd be dangerous for us to let him know too much. If Zero knows who we are, he could go after our families. Maybe he'd tell us he had them to get us to do stuff, you know?
But we still need to know what our names are. It's going to be hard to talk to each other if we don't have names.
Alright, then why don't we have code names?
To him, apparently, it seemed like the obvious solution.
Code names?
Yeah, we'll each pick something. Like, I'll be 7.
7? Why are you 7?
It seemed a fair question. The mountain struck out his left arm.
Because this bracelet number says 7.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm not gonna remember the number, dude. You're mountain. He smirked.
Alright, I'm gonna be Santa. Any of you chumps know Japanese? No? Well, San means 3.
Well, I'll go with that,
Santa.
Silver. I'll remember
Like
Santa.
Santa Claus. Fits, don't you think?
Then your bracelet number.
Yeah, it's got a 3 on it. Good job, Grandpa.
Just like the mountain had done, Silver thrust out his left hand. Man, I hope you never get... Man, it sucks it's over your sleeve, dude. You can't take it off no matter how hard you try. Sure enough, the face of his bracelet read 3.
Very well then. I'll go next, shall I? My bracelet number is 1. Given that, I think Ace seems appropriate.
I like it.
I'll be Lotus then. As I'm sure you all know, it has 8 petals.
As you're sure you all know, yeah, I knew it. Did you, chat? Lotus.
Which means, of course, that my bracelet number is
8.
8.
I would appreciate it if you would call me Snake. My bracelet number is 2. Since Ace has chosen cards, then I choose dice. Snake eyes.
Oh.
Which is particularly relevant given that I am blind.
Then how did you know you got a 2?
You can't see?
I knew it.
He kept his eyes closed during their entire ordeal, which had suggested something strange, but to hear it said so casually is something of a surprise. Everyone seemed a little nervous at the prince's proclamation, but no one seemed to know how to react to it.
Me next.
There was one person, however, who didn't seem to be surprised in the least. The girl with pink
I
hair.
want to be Clover. You know,
Clover?
like a
4-leaf clover, so you're 4, got it.
Good luck, right?
Looking almost bored, she held out her left hand. The face of her bracelet showed the number 4. They'd come around to Junpei. He held out his bracelet.
Alright, my number's 5. So my code name is gonna be...
Why have one? It's not like there's any point to it now.
Yeah, we already know you're Junpei. The dancer cut him off
I mean,
mid-sentence.
we all know your name already. You're Junpei.
Oh.
They all nodded. Akane stepped forward nervously.
Then you should all call me by my name too. Because, I mean, it doesn't seem...
It doesn't seem fair to Jumpy.
You're thinking it's not cool for you to hide your name after you told us his.
Akane fidgeted awkwardly. Junpei decided he had to do
What's your
something.
bracelet number?
It's 6.
She hesitated for a moment and held out her left hand. As she claimed, the bracelet's face showed a 6. Junpei looked at it for a moment and thought,
Alright then, why don't we call you June?
June?
Yeah, you know, it's the 6th month of the year, so you're June.
Jumpy?
Akane kneaded her hands and looked at Junpei, uncertain. He smiled back at her reassuringly.
Are you good with that?
Yeah.
She thought about it for a few more minutes, then seemed to come to a decision and gave Junpei a small nod.
Okay then.
Their names decided, Junpei ran over them quickly in his head.
So this is how everyone breaks down. 1 is Ace.
But what? There was another guy.
2 is Snake.
I'm actually going to get a pen and paper in case I need to know this. Hang on. Because I really, really, really suspect I do. Do I have a spare page in this old notebook? I've had this notebook for like forever. I always go back to it, and I don't think I have actually more spare pages. Because I used it for everything. Oh, I'll just use the back here. Hang on. Make sure my pen works. Okay, so Lion is Ace. Prince is Snake.
3 is Santa.
Silver, Santa.
4 is Clover.
Pink hair is Clover.
5 is me.
Junpei is me. Smiles.
6 is June.
Kane is June.
7 is 7.
Mountain is 7.
And 8 is Lotus.
And Dancer is Lotus. Then who's 9?
That means 8 of us have revealed our bracelet numbers. The only one left is...
Mumbles.
That glasses guy with hair like a bird's nest.
I went out with it.
You haven't said a thing so far, have you?
His skin was pale, his breathing was heavy, and he was soaked with nervous sweat. His behavior seemed very suspicious, or perhaps simply emotionally unstable. It was difficult to tell. Whatever the case, it seemed clear that he had only a fingertip's worth of grip to his sanity. The girl with pink hair, Clover, walked up to him slowly, hands on his hip, and eyed him suspiciously.
What number are you?
He didn't answer. His bloodshot eyes twitched from person to person, and his breath came in hot pants.
Hey, I'm talking to you.
The man licked his dry lips with a shaking tongue and spoke in a voice like old paper.
Isn't it obvious? There are 9 people here, and you know who numbers 1 through 8 are. I'm the only one left.
So you're 9?
Yeah.
He extended a trembling arm. The bracelet did indeed say 9. Clover looked at it contemptuously.
What's your code name?
Code name?
What do you want us to call you? We all made up names. You
Well,
should
except
too.
Junpei. Junpei kind of got fucked.
I don't need one.
Why not?
Because I am not gonna stay here with you.
He took a shuddering breath and exhaled. Clover looked at him with something very like disgust.
You've got some sort of plan?
I do.
Yeah? What's that?
You sure you want to know?
Yeah?
All right. Let me show you. I'm gonna do this.
By the time they realized what he was doing, it was too late to stop him. The man's body moved like a snake's. In the blink of an eye, he had slid around behind her and wrapped his arm around her waist.
Hey! What the hell do you think you're doing?
Santa leapt forward towards Clover and the 9th man. He was halfway there when...
Stay back.
Suddenly, the man's hand dove into his pocket.
Ah.
Uh-oh. Okay, we're not in a splitting point yet. I was like, uh-oh. That's like, if we're at a split point, then she might die. She might die. I might get her killed. I'm going to put my pen and paper down for a second. What? He held it in Clover's pale, quivering neck.
If you get any closer, I'll cut her open. Yeah, that's right.
The man's smile was neither friendly nor reassuring. Sweat poured down his neck, soaking the collar of his shirt.
Clover, are you all right?
The prince, Snake's voice, sounded oddly concerned.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Her voice shook, making her words even less convincing.
What the hell are you trying to do? I told you. This is my plan.
What are you gonna do to her, you sick son of a bitch?
You sick son of a bitch! Is Mountain voiced by, Patrick Sykes? I don't think it's Patrick Sykes. He doesn't sound enough gravel, but it might be.
Don't worry. I'm not gonna do anything to her. If she just does what I tell her to, I'll let her go.
Started to move backwards, slowly keeping his grip on Clover.
Slowly. That's right. Just follow me.
Keeping their distance, Junpei and the others followed. Eventually, the man reached the wall. He gave a stare at his back as his back touched it, then glanced around quickly and spoke.
Here. Verify. The left. Look on your left. Do you see the device on the wall? Place your hand on the scanner panel, the round part.
What if I don't?
The man's nostrils flared and he looked like he was about to choke.
Are you an idiot? What do you think? I could slit your throat right now. I'll kill you if I have to. All I need is your bracelet. Just do it. Do it now.
He pressed the knife against Clover's neck hard.
Okay, I'll do it.
Slowly, she stretched her left hand out towards the device.
This?
Her back was to it, and she had to feel around for the moment she found the circular panel. It made a cold electronic noise, and the display above her hand, an asterisk appeared. So that's the first number in.
That's how it works. He called that round part of the device the scanner panel. If we put our left hand on it, our bracelet number gets entered into the device. Then...
Should you total the numbers on your numbered bracelets and find that the digital root of that number is equal to the number of that door, the door will open.
So you gotta be real fucking, like, even with the calculator, you gotta know a lot of basic numbers, bitch. You gotta know some basic maths. That's kind of cute. Junpei's eyes shifted to the door itself. The number on it was 5.
Door 5.
And Clover is 4. And he's 9, so 9 plus 4. You know, like, let's see how he's going there. But that's still not going to be enough to get the door open which way you see it. Right? Because that's 13, and 1 plus 3 is 4, so it's still not enough for the door. He needs 1. He needs ace. If he wants to make that work. Because then that would make 14.
But why does this guy know so much about how this thing works? It's like he knows exactly what to do.
Good. Good. You're done. Next.
Bloodshot eyes crept from person to person until finally they stopped on they stopped on Ace.
You, right? You're the one with the number 1 bracelet, right?
Yes, I am. So?
Then you're next. Just verify your number like this little brat did.
Oh, brat, she tried to help you. She tried to help you, you motherfucker.
What are you doing? Do it! Don't you care what happens to her?
Okay, just calm down.
Ace held up his hands, palms out. The ninth man jerked his chin towards the device.
Coming over.
Slowly, cautiously, Ace moved towards the device. After what seemed like an agonizing eternity, he reached it.
Now, verify.
All right, this is what you wanted, right?
Ace nodded and placed his hand on the scanner panel. The device beeped again, and the second asterisk appeared.
Now the device has both Clover and Ace's numbers, 4 and 1.
But he needs a third number. I mean, that makes 5, but he needs a third one.
Is 5. It's the same as the number written on the door.
But they said earlier it needs 3 numbers. Yeah.
Only 3 to 5 people can pass through one numbered door.
One more person. If what Zero said is true, he needs one more person.
But 9 would still make the 5 in the digital routing, so he's fine.
What does he need?
Himself. He's 9. His voice shook, but the knife he held to Clover's throat made his words a command. Ace took 2, then 3 steps back.
No! Farther! More than that! Go all the way back!
Okay.
Okay. Slowly, Ace did what he was told. The ninth man's lip curled into a cruel, twisted smile.
Don't tell me.
That was when Junpei understood his plan.
Clover's 4, and Ace's 1. Added to the ninth man's 9. 4 plus 1 plus 9 is 14, and the digital root of 14
Is 1 and 4, which is 5.
is, in other words...
Thank God you were all so cooperative. Now I can get out of this nightmare.
He pressed his own hand against the scanner panel, and the third asterisk appeared on the screen. He dropped his hand to the lever on the side of the device and pulled. The door opened with a heavy metallic groan.
Good. I don't need you anymore.
He let go of Clover. Junpei leapt towards the ninth man, but he wasn't fast enough.
Here. She's all yours.
The man shoved Clover and hopped through the door.
Okay. Have a good one, guys.
But everyone who put their thing on the thing has to cooperate, so it won't close, right?
I'm going off ahead now. Well then, goodbye.
He raised his hand and waved, twisted smirk on his face. Then he was gone. The door ground shut with a dull clang of metal on metal.
Clover, are you all right?
Snake ran to Clover's side as she lay on the floor.
Yeah, I'm fine.
She climbed unsteadily to her feet, and once there, leaned heavily on Snake's shoulder for support.
Damn it!
Junpei ran to the door.
Bastard!
The others followed him. Several pairs of hands grabbed a hold of the handles and pulled.
Open, damn it!
They grunted and strained, but
Shit! It won't budge.
that was when Lotus, the dancer, spoke. Her voice was quiet.
Do you hear something?
Like, what?
Like some sort of beeping.
Junpei pressed his ear against the cold metal of the door. The others did the same.
You're right. I can hear it too.
What is it?
Then they heard something else. It was the ninth man.
Why isn't it stopping? God damn it!
Because it's supposed to be 3 to 5 enter the room. It's not just 3 to 5 codes. So I think it's a trap. I think he's just going to get himself killed.
You lied!
Lied?
This wasn't supposed to happen! This is wrong! This is wrong!
Oh, is this sort of like how Junpei No, Junko, sorry, in quotes in Danganronpa, was actually just like a ploy to kind of like help set up the game and get things moving and then duck out. He's the ploy here, but he's going to get betrayed in the same way Junko, in quotes, was betrayed. His voice shook with fear. Safe on the outside, they stepped back from the door and looked at one another.
What is happening in there?
Open the door, please! I'm begging you!
Alright, well... Do we do it? 8 plus 5 plus 1, we could get that open.
Help me! Please get me out of here!
Ah, God damn it!
Junpei grabbed hold of the device. He slammed his hand on the scanner panel. Nothing happened, because it's engaged, it's in use.
Why? Why won't it work? Engaged? Is it because it's occupied?
Oh my god! There's no time left! Listen, I was lied to! He lied to me! He put me in here! It was him! He killed me! It was him!
Who? Zero, I'm guessing? Okay, so I'm just going to put bird's nest equals dead. The explosion rocked the room. Instinctively, they ducked and stood up slowly when they realized there was no danger. No one spoke. Silence filled the room.
A beep?
All eyes turned towards it.
Did that thing just make that sound?
Yeah, it did. Vacant, because he's now dead. How are we doing on the novel side? Okay, no, we're still searching the ship.
The display changed from engaged to vacant.
Let's see if we can open it.
7, the mountain, swallowed hard.
Okay.
Junpei nodded and placed his hand on the scanner panel. A red asterisk appeared on the LCD panel.
Well, it registered my bracelet number, but it won't open with one person. We need at least 2 more people.
Yeah, and so we need 8 and 1. Or we can take 7 and 2. Both of them would still make the right number we need. We need to make 14. So you know, we could take 7 and 2. We could take 3 and 6. There's options. What to do? Fucking the game heard me. Oh, I'm gonna save. Who do I want to take? Because like Ace and Lotus are like the smart two. I kind of want to take June because, you know, friend. Snake and Seven, I think, like, Prince is very wicked clever. I think he'd be able to figure it out. But I don't know, because it's only just started. Hello, Goddess. Hope you're doing well. We're playing basically an escape room video game simulator. I think the game has a gimmick where everything has something called a digital root, where every character has a number tied to them, and to get a door open, you have to make a number through digital routing, which is you keep on adding the numbers that are left until you end up with a single number. What they mean is, like, for this instance, we need to make the number 5. I've already scanned my bracelet, and I'm bracelet number 5, but you need at least 3 people. If I add +1 and +8, that makes 14. 14, you separate the 1 and 4. 1 + 4 is 5. That'll open the door because the digital root is 5. So I can't bring up the menu now. Have a calculator in this game to do your digital routing, and it's like but whoever you pick has to go through with you, and only those involved in the sequence can go through with you. So that's why I'm kind of umming and ahhing who I want to take with, because there is a chart that shows how often the path splits. So this could be a splitting path. And it's like Ace is the old man who seems very wise. Lotus is extremely level-headed. Snake is very logical, but the trade-off is that Seven is very unlogical. Santa is... Oh, we're using... By the way, we use code names. With the exception of Junpei, our main character, we all use code names. Thank you. You know, it's called 999 because it's that you have 9 hours to get off this ship, otherwise it will be forced to sink. There's 8 survivors now because one of them I think just blew up, but there would be 9 survivors, and the doors are numbered from 1 through to 9. And somewhere on this ship there is a single door with the 9 label, and that's your door to freedom. So we need to solve the puzzles and navigate the ship to eventually find the 9 door. Hence the title 999. But it's like, if I take, like I said, Santa, I don't know, because he's very hot-headed. He's just a very loud kid. Jun, however, is like the childhood bestie, so there might be like some like comfort added into it. Yeah, the whole point of it is that there is a flowchart that keeps track of every single splitting path you've got and shows you where eventually that route will take you. You're supposed to keep on going back to set parts in the flowchart, taking different choices, solving puzzles in different ways, to find different answers and outcomes to eventually get the full picture. I think I want to take Ace and Lotus.
Ace? Lotus? You think you could give me a hand here?
What I mean is this. That by the way, that escape room took me just over half an hour, so yeah, this game's kind of... For someone who's not good at escape rooms, me, it's going to be a little hard. But so you see, like, here, there's a split. And it reconverges, but obviously there's going to be information on this side I will miss when it re-meets here. Then over here, it splits again, but there's a separate split there, and a separate split there. Then there's more splits before it reaches those end pieces. So the idea is that you go back and you do the other routes to see where everything goes. The pun was a little too on the nose, but the mood was still grim. Both Santa and June lifted their left hands silently. You verified? And she followed suit. Also, Santa and June, that's not who I clicked. So, I think that was a typo there. I think someone got confused on the names.
8 equals 14. The digital root of 14,
1 plus 4 is 5.
5.
And you're way at the top at the moment. Yeah, because I've only been going for an hour and a bit.
Should do it.
I've only done 1 puzzle room, and even that took me way too long because I missed a fucking note under a pillow. We was in a cabin, and there was 2 briefcases, one red, one blue. And there was a note that had shapes on it, but half the shapes were red and half the shapes were blue. And there was another thing that told you what the shapes meant to number, so you could figure out the codes. But there was a second note that gave you the rest of the code that I missed, so I was overthinking it, because I was like, well, the paper's folded, so maybe it's folded in half, because the shapes are supposed to overlap each other to make the other numbers and shit like that. And it was only after I kind of brute forced one of them, whilst I was trying to solve the second one, I happened to check the pillow and happened to find it, and I was just kicking myself like, man, I was here for over half an hour.
Now we just need to pull the lever on the side.
You guys ready? I'm gonna open it.
Junpei grabbed the lever and looked back over his shoulder. They stiffened and nodded. Junpei nodded back and set his mouth like a grim line. And then slowly, the reason why everyone has code names but us is because June, because it's a childhood friend we recognize, when she saw us, she went, Junpei! And so now everyone knows our name, so there was no point in having a code name. Whilst everyone else, because we don't know who may be spying on us, are using code names. So there's a man who's got like a lion's mane with hair and a beard, who's called Ace. There's a princely guy with like cool and calm aesthetic, who's blind, who we're calling Snake. This like wacky kid with silver hair, we're calling Santa. There's a pink-haired girl, we're calling Clover. Junpei is I, because I'm doing them in number order, because Lion is 1, Prince is 2, or like Ace is 1, Snake is 2, Santa's 3, Pink Hair is 4, we're 5. Akane, our childhood friend, who's going by June, is 6. Mountain, because he's kind of a simple man, is just going by 7, and Dancer is going by Lotus. And we did have a 9th man that we was calling Bird's Nest, but he attacked us and tried to escape alone, and then we heard a bomb go off, so I think that didn't plan out. I think he's gone. Lowered the lever. But this game was originally on the Nintendo DS, I believe, which is why it's going to be very simplistic in a lot of its design and like visual aesthetic. It's also why you can swap between a
Oh my god.
a visual screen and like a dialogue screen.
Good God.
Lotus and Ace shuddered, but I prefer to have it in novel screen so I can get the in-betweens. Yeah. 7 grunted.
Whoa, that's pretty bad.
Even Santa's voice shook.
Hey, it blew up.
It appeared that Santa was right. The hallway on the other side of the door was splattered in chunks of torn flesh and dark red blood. Alright, so we now know for certain, so I'm going to make a note because it's an escape room game, so I need to make notes. Bird's Nest. Dead. Shriek echoed across the room. It had come from June. Then her strength left her and she dropped. As Junpei turned to catch her, the door groaned shut. She crumpled to the floor. Okay, so that's the okay, I don't think that choice mattered, because I think it was introducing the idea of, hey, there's going to be points where there are choices.
June, are you okay?
Because everyone saw it, all of the 6 people I could have picked saw it anyway, so I don't think it mattered. I think that was just introducing the idea. Junpei dropped to his knees and put his arm around her shoulders. That was when he noticed. Her whole body was feverish. She was radiating intense heat.
What the hell? Where'd this fever come from?
Jin didn't answer. Her face looked like wax and her whole body began to shake.
Alright, okay, let's just rest for a minute, okay? You think you can walk?
She nodded weakly. Junpei lifted June to her feet and guided her to a nearby chair.
Here we go.
As gently as he could, he set her down in it.
How are you feeling? Are you alright?
She nodded, and as she did, a single huge tear rolled down the side of her face. Well, she just witnessed a human being she was just talking to 5 minutes ago now be exploded wet chunks everywhere. Yeah, I think I'd be a little, like, staggered too.
Why did this happen?
Her voice cracked, broken by misery and grief, and choked by sobs.
Why did this happen?
Junpei spun around.
Any of you know what the fuck is going on here? Who's Zero? What's this nonary game? Come on! Anybody? Anything? What the hell is going on? What are we doing here?
No one spoke. Ace, Snake, Santa Clover, Seven, and Lotus. They simply stood there, 7 pairs of downcast eyes and 7 grim lines of mouths. Jin's body shook with silent sobs. They slowed as the minutes ticked by, and eventually they stopped. Then suddenly, in the cold heavy silence that had enveloped him like a thick fog, a bell began to ring. The clock in the center hall. 7, 8, 9, 10 times. And then on the 10th ring it stopped. The sound of the bell faded away into silence.
It's 10 o'clock then.
Ace said what each one of them had been thinking.
That means it's been an hour since Zero's little announcement.
And Zero is like the mastermind. He called himself Zero, but that's all we know. That, and he wants us to play this game like he's fucking, Jigsaw.
Fuck! I've had enough of this crap!
Yeah, alright, Silver, Santa, I get it. I'm gonna keep on calling them like the fucking nicknames that was given to them right at the start before we got these code names from time to time. But I said Lion is Ace, Prince is Snake, Silver is Santa, Pink Hair is Clover, Junpei is Me Smiles, Akane is June, Mountain is Seven, Dancer is Lotus, and Bird's Nest is fucking dead. Santa leapt to his feet, his fist clenched.
How long are we gonna pussyfoot around like this? We've only got 8 hours until this time limit Zero is going on about is up. Let's get going already! Go! Go!
Santa's outburst fell on deaf ears. No one seemed to agree with him. They stared back at him, their eyes blank and their faces tired. Finally, Lotus spoke.
No, I refuse. I'm not gonna end up like him.
Him? You mean the 9th man?
Of course, who else?
In his mind's eye, Junpei saw the corpse again.
Blood and pieces of flesh.
The dark reddish-black pool of blood. The scattered pieces of flesh. Organs strewn across the floor like a blossoming of a grotesque flower. The explosion that had torn through his body had been powerful.
There's no way for a person to die.
The knife man's neck had been twisted at an odd angle. Junpei suspected the detonation had thrown him against the wall. Half of his face was crushed, and the other half was covered in blood. Most of his abdomen had been emptied, either by the explosion or by gravity. He had landed on his back, and stark white ribs jutted up out of his chest, like the legs of some sort of macabre crab. Junpei felt something flip in his stomach.
I think he just screwed up.
Eyebrows went up, and Santa continued.
He probably set off some sort of trap, and that killed him. I'm not gonna screw up like that. I'm getting out of here alive.
Whatever Snake was laughing at, Santa did not find it particularly humorous. Fun fact, unless you didn't own a weak stomach to gore, you know someone would be vomiting up chunks and blood like that. Yeah, I've always been alright with blood. For me, it's mind's eye shit that I struggle with. Like, I'm perfectly okay with blood and gore. I'm not okay with the idea of someone's finger getting broken, for example. Or someone, like, getting a screwdriver into someone's tooth and chipping it out. Like, the idea of that in my head makes me go, ugh. You know, like... Like, if someone puts a nutcracker on someone's, like, fingernail, and, like, that, like, will make me go, ugh. Like, if it's something I can, like, if it's something, like, very detailed in my head, I can imagine, it's, ugh. But something I can physically see myself doesn't get to me. Like, it's more like the horror of what I don't see is what gets me more than the horror of what I can see. Because my imagination will play havoc with it.
What's so goddamn funny?
Oh, my apologies. You were just, so very confident. I couldn't help myself.
Oh, and that's the thing. If it's like a giant escape room game where we could all die, we don't do it, I imagine there's going to be a whole point of, like, who do you trust in this game? What happened in Heavy Rain or Cabin Fever, no doubt. Visceration or whatever it's called. Yeah. Like, just detailed shit. Like, detailed shit that doesn't give you the whole picture, but you know it's agonizing, and you're just like, ugh.
What the fuck?
This game swears way more than I would have thought for, like, an old Nintendo DS game. I get it, like, murder mystery game and whatnot, but I honestly wouldn't have thought it was going to swear this much for, like, a little DS, what was a DS game.
I think you've mistaken the situation.
Huh?
Oh, and if you're wondering why, Snake, the guy on the right, the princely-looking dude's eyes are closed, it's because he's blind.
The ninth man's death. It had nothing to do with the trap. Or at least, not the sort of trap you imagine it did.
Then?
He broke one of Zero's rules. That was why he died. Quite simple if you think about it.
Huh?
Yeah, one of the rules is, if 3 people use their number to get into a room, all 3 people have to enter that room. That's where the Bird's Nest fucked up. Because basically, when it started, Bird's Nest, number 9, he pulled out a knife on Pink Hair, Clover, number 4, and forced her to use her number. He then, while still holding Clover at knife point, forced Ace, number 1, to use his number before using his own. 4 plus 1 plus 9, 14. Digital root of 14 is 1 plus 4 equals 5. The door opened. He then threw the other 2 away and went into the room alone, and the door closed. So the other 2 didn't enter with him, which they're supposed to. So his punishment was his life. So he's never named before. Oh, fair enough.
You still don't... All right. How about you take a moment and think back to what Zero said? Specifically, what did he say about the number of people?
It's also why when it says when you're going to solve a door, it requires 3 to 5 people to open it. Because everyone who's involved can do it, but they can't let everyone in, but they can't let just one person in. Because otherwise, like, certain parts of the puzzle would start to break. So Zero's rules ensure that it ensures that at least some people have to be involved, whilst making sure not everyone can be involved.
He said only 3 to 5 people can pass through one numbered door. right?
There it is.
And after that? You've forgotten the relevant part. What did Zero say?
Sensor furrowed his brow and thought. Junpei fought back. Zero said that everyone who verified had to go. Oh, you can also quick save and quit at any point.
Those who enter must leave, and all who enter must contribute, right?
Am I at a split yet? No, I'm still at this. This is a long-ass fucking chapter. Because the game doesn't tell you when the chapter moves. Because basically they want you... I know what it is. They want you to just keep playing until you reach an end. And then you go back and see what you missed. But because you can access this flowchart whenever, I keep on going back and checking.
I think it was something like that. Whatever it was, it means that groups of less than 3 or more than 5 can't go through.
That is correct. A gold star for you, Junpei.
Oh, thanks, Prince. Snake inclined his head toward Junpei.
The ninth man, however, broke that rule. He tried to pass through a numbered door by himself.
Didn't I just say this? I mean, I guess it's a mystery game. It's like you figure it out as you go.
And Zero's watching us from somewhere, making sure we don't break any rules.
Oh, I'm not so sure of that.
Why not?
Because this execution system is entirely automatic. You didn't notice? There's no need for him to monitor us.
What do you mean?
Snake looked at Seven with what could only be described as pity and sighed.
Very well. I see it must be me.
What do you mean looked? Once again, he's blind.
I've waited long enough, I suppose. I had hoped Zero might spare me the trouble, but that seems increasingly unlikely.
He couldn't see them, of course, but perhaps Snake sensed the confusing eyes upon him. When Ace spoke, he gave words to everyone else's thoughts.
Do you know something?
Well, I know a great many things, but yes.
What is it you know?
Here.
Snake removed a card from the pocket of his jacket.
Card? What does it say?
See for yourself.
With a flourish, he presented it to Ace, who took a close look at it and spoke.
Come on now, what's the point of giving me this?
Give me that.
Santa snatched the card from Ace, but his expression of disgust quickly turned to one of confusion.
Huh? The hell is this?
Seven tugged it out of Santa's hands. Just gonna pass it around the room.
I see.
The card went to Seven, to Lotus, from Lotus to June, and finally to Junpei. So, Clover hasn't seen it yet. He looked at it and understood.
This is Braille.
Braille? This is Braille! It's like, why are you giving this to me? If you're the only one who can fucking read it! The card was covered in small, embossed bumps. Junpei could recognize it, but he certainly couldn't read it.
Sorry guys, I can't read this. Here, have it back.
Junpei handed the card back to Snake, who nodded at him with a small smirk.
Okay, that was fun. What's so important about that card?
I found it in my pocket. I can only assume it is a message from Zero.
From Zero?
A message?
Oh, so Zero was considerate enough to be like, no, this guy's blind. I can't just write on a note. You won't be able to fucking read it.
What does it say?
Suddenly, everyone was crowding around Snake, desperate to hear what the message said. Santa especially looked as if he was about to grab hold of Snake and shake the answers from him. Snake raised his hand.
Calm down now. No need to panic. You don't need to force me. I'll read it.
Junpei swallowed hard and waited for him to start. He was not the only one. Presently, Snake began to read, his voice calm. His finger glided over the tiny bumps as he spoke.
Bracelet number 2. Since you are not blessed with sight, I shall bless you, and only you, with information. I shall tell you of the function of the red, of the dead, and of the bracelet.
The red is the recognition device. It will verify your number. Beside every numbered door, you will find a red. The dead is the deactivation device. It does exactly what it says. Once you have passed through the numbered door, you must use the dead to stop the detonator in your bracelet. But perhaps you are wondering, what does this detonator detonate? I am afraid this might be something of a surprise. I have placed a small bomb inside of you, and people whom you are about to meet. You swallowed it while you were unconscious. I have no doubt, by the time you read this note, the bomb will have passed your stomach and found its way to your small intestine. In other words, you will be unable to regurgitate it. I suggest you do not try. As I mentioned before, the bracelet on your left hand contains a detonator. Think of it as a remote fuse, or timer, for the bomb in your body. There is only one condition to cause it to detonate. That condition is that you enter a numbered door. Once you have done so, the timer will activate, no matter who you may be. You will have 81 seconds.
8 plus 1, 9. Yeah, okay, game. Sticking with the 9 theme, I get it.
If, after that time, the detonator has not been deactivated, it will send a signal to the bomb in your body, instructing it to explode. In order to deactivate the detonator, every person who verified their number at the red must also verify their numbers at the dead. Once all numbers have been verified by the dead, you need only pull the lever at its side, and the countdown will cease. Anyone who does not verify their number at the red will find themselves unable to verify their number at the dead. That is to say, if you should pass through a numbered door without first verifying your number at the red, in 81 seconds, you will be dead. You must also keep in mind that the numbered doors will close automatically after 9 seconds have passed.
Another 9. This game really fucking loves that number.
So long as the doors open, the dead will not function. You would do well to remember this. Lastly, let us discuss how to remove the bracelets. There are only 2 ways to do so. 1. You escape from this ship. 2. Your heart rate reaches 0. In other words, once the bracelet is taken outside the confines of the ship, or detects that its wearer's heartbeat has fallen to 0, it will shut down automatically. There is no other way to remove your bracelet. If you attempt to force it off, or disable the detonator, the bomb within you will immediately explode.
Oh, it's a miracle we didn't die 2 seconds when we started, because the first thing Junpei did when he started was yanking it.
This is all the information which I can impart to you. How you choose to use it is for you to decide. If used wisely, you can eliminate those who might be a danger to you. For a time, you would be able to control your fate. I wish you the best of luck.
Snake finished reading and carefully returned the card to his pocket.
So it's saying only
play
those
along
who
or you
verify
die.
their numbers at the red
That's what it's
can
saying.
pass through the numbered doors.
Yeah, to get through the reds, you do the reds. You have to do 3 to 5 people. All 3 to 5 people involved in it have to go through and then press the button on the other side. Otherwise, you die. You know, it's bad when you have a bracelet that explodes when you're asked if it's removed or forced off, yeah.
Teams can't add or subtract people after they're scanned in. The Reds, Deads, and Bracelets enforce the rules. They're judge, jury, and executioner.
Shit! A fucking bomb! Come out! Come out, damn it!
They just said that how long ago you digested it, it's probably way too deep in you. In defiance of Zero's suggestions, both Santa and Seven put fingers down their throats and began to gag. The rest stiffened, some touched their stomachs, some simply stared at their bracelets. Junpei gingerly touched his stomach.
Bomb inside me.
The thought of it made him queasy. His stomach felt oddly hollow, and his legs were weak.
What made Zero think creating this horror show of a game was a good idea?
Junpei looked over at the others.
All right. I'm gonna ask one more time. Do any of you know anything about Zero?
They were all silent, each person waiting to hear what the others would say. Finally, Santa spoke.
Actually, I saw him. I saw Zero when I got grabbed. I didn't see his face, though. Son of a bitch was wearing some kind of gas mask. What the hell? Come on, guys, give me something. You know, like surprise or something?
Instead, it was Sansa who looked surprised. There was a moment of silence, and then everyone spoke at once.
I saw that too.
I did as well.
Me too. I didn't see inside the mask, though.
That mask, it was really scary.
Oh, sorry, Silver. But at least you brought it to our attention, Silver Sansa.
Oh, so all of our abductions were the same. We were taken from home at midnight. The person claiming to be Zero had a mask on. There was white smoke, and then each of us passed out. We woke up to find ourselves on D-Deck, in a room with a 3-level bunk bed.
How about you, Seven? Did the same happen to you?
Only 7 stories seemed to lack the detail of the others.
Oh, me? Yeah, well, mine was just like the rest of yours.
That was all he had said. Can he be trusted? Can he be trusted? It occurred to Junpei at the time that it sounded somewhat strange, but it didn't press the issue.
Okay, that's good enough for now.
He hadn't done so because there was something that struck him as even stranger.
So, I have a question.
That was the mystery of the relationship between Snake and Clover. Because these two know each other, or seeming to. Watching the kid's cutscene song. Yeah, like, he hasn't popped in this stream.
Snake and Clover, you were both kidnapped from the same room, and you woke up together.
Junpei looked at them thoughtfully.
So, what's the deal with the two of you anyway?
It was Clover that answered. Clearly, she felt she had nothing to
We're
hide.
siblings.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Siblings?
Yes.
Just like, is it so strange that posh, sophisticated guy and, like, high school girl, big earphones girl can be siblings?
Snake is my older brother, obviously. That means I'm his little sister. That really so hard to understand?
Junpei was taken aback. The others seemed just as surprised. It's like you two are nothing alike.
She is correct, of course.
He laid his hand on Clover's shoulder.
Are you, surprised?
Well, yeah, but...
Why? There are other people here with connections to one another.
I mean, yeah, true. I mean, I know Akane.
Those two, for instance.
So he pointed at Junpei and June.
Oh, you mean between Jumpy and me?
Ah, yes. You did say you were childhood friends, didn't you?
Wait, you went to school together?
Yeah.
June glanced at Junpei, uncomfortable with the sudden attention.
Well, yeah.
Junpei felt somewhat nervous as well, and he tried to scratch his head as casually as possible.
Hey, you think maybe we could figure out who Zero is this way?
What, people with connections?
Right.
Oh, that he might know all of us somehow.
You connect the dots between the victims, and that leads you to the perp. Textbook stuff.
Junpei, June, does any of this ring a bell?
Huh, ring a bell.
Ring a bell?
They looked at one another, like it was staged. They both tilted their neck at the same time.
Well, perhaps you went to school with the son of a multimillionaire.
A millionaire?
Son?
Well, someone bought this boat and set up all of this.
Yeah, okay, I like Lotus's train of thought.
Whoever Zero is, they must be incredibly rich.
Well, we can't be sure of that. To me, this seems as though it's the work of an organization, not an individual.
That tracks too, Ace.
Most likely, Zero is simply the representative of a larger group.
What sort of organization?
It could be a number of things. An army, perhaps, or a research group. Perhaps this is all some sort of psychological experiment.
If it is, then it's a pretty fucked up experiment.
Yeah, maybe it's just some kind of, like, science test that we're involved in. Science test that gets people killed? Isn't all science a little dangerous?
I mean, come on! A guy's dead!
The word dead hung in the air heavy and ominous. The room went quiet again.
I don't know who the hell this Zero asshole is, but I know for sure he's gotta be pretty fucked up in the head to do all this. If this was all one guy, then he's got some serious issues.
Even with the spectre of death hanging over them, the discussions continued for some time. And the clock moved.
I thought we were finished with that topic.
But then what should we do?
We should talk it through.
Oh my god, enough! All we're doing is talking!
Santa threw up his hands. His voice was filled with irritation.
Talking won't solve anything. It can't help us find our way out of here. You're really sure you want to just sit around? We've only got 7.5 hours left. We already wasted an hour and a half of our 9 hours.
Everyone there was already on the edge of panic. What Santa told them only made their feelings more intense. No one was willing to argue this time.
You're right.
Very well then. There's only one way for us to proceed.
Sure not gonna be fun running around knowing we gotta jump when Zero says jump.
Also, since the time skip, if we move forward, yes, we're at a split now. The 4 and 5 doors. Yeah, I had a feeling. So the split's going to be, do we go through 4 first, or do we go through 5 first? Do we go into the bomb room, or do we go into a new room? Which also means I'm going to drop a save.
Well, it's stupid to just sit around here doing nothing.
Well, thanks to Snake's card, at least we have some idea of how this all works.
Correct. And so long as we all follow the rules, we will most likely be all right.
But what?
Who's going to go in which door?
June looked towards the numbered doors.
Oh yeah, that's right. We can't have any more than 5 people in one door. All 8 of us can't go in the same door.
Then it would seem we will have to split up.
Wait.
Look terrified.
I'm telling you now, there is no way in hell that I'm going into door 5.
Fair. Fair.
Come on now, don't be selfish.
Call me whatever the hell you want. I'm not going in there. If I'm going to have to walk through all that blood, then I'd rather stay here.
And we were doing so well.
He shook his head sadly.
Sorry, but I ain't going in there either. Someone else can go into door 5.
Okay, so 8 and 3 aren't going in. Got it. Which means if we're going in 5, we can't take Silver's group and we can't take Lotus's group. So we can't take Ace with us either, and we can't take Mountain with us either. So if we go through to make the digital route of 5, it would be myself and at least June. And Clover. And I don't really want to take June for it because she, basically fainted when she last went through it. But if I go through 4, the replacement numbers so the others can get in through 5, because now there's a 5 missing. To make 14, they would, I think, need 4 people. Because they would need... Actually, can they get in? Can you make 14? Can I bring up the calculator? Yes, I can. Okay, because if I go in, Clover goes... Well, whoops. If I go in, Clover goes in, and June goes in. That makes 6. Never mind. We need different people. We need Clover and 7, so we need... that, right? Yeah. No, that makes 7. Oh, fuck me. Basic maths. I need to make 14. I can do 14. Yeah, so that makes 5, because 1 plus 4 is 5. But that's 7 Clover and Santa. We need a number that... We need to make 5 that includes us. But like I said, he's not going. If we take Snake along, that's 7. But we need at least 3 people, so that doesn't... We can't use that. If we take June with us, it's 13, but Ace isn't... actually, Ace might come. I might be able to make it 4 people. So if I go... I'm trying to figure, so if I go with the 5 group, it would be myself, Snake, June, and Ace.
Oh, Santa, not you too.
Hey man, I just bought these shoes. If you think I'm getting some creepy dude's blood all over him, you got another thing coming.
That was the last straw.
What the hell, man? Weren't you the one who kept saying we should get going?
Yeah, so doesn't mean I wanted to go into door 5.
Oh, God.
Even Ace is like, oh, God. There was an awkward silence. Finally, 7 spoke.
Fine, I'll go into door 5.
Okay, 7 is confirmed to door 5.
I can't go in there alone, though.
I'm gonna make a note. So he's gone into door 5.
Anyone else willing to come with me?
Another long silence. Time Snake was the one to break it. So 7 and 2, that's 9. If I go with him, that completes the number because that would make 14.
I'll go.
What?
Don't worry. You'll be fine. We may part now, but I'm certain we'll meet again later.
How do you know that?
Because I do.
That's not an answer! If you're going, I'm going too. I'm going into door 5.
That makes 13.
What am I going to do with you?
There's nothing you have to do.
A step forward.
If I join you, the problem is solved, correct? 7 is 7, and Snake is 2. And if you add Clover's 4 and my 1, the digital route will be 5.
Oh, yeah, because Ace is going to go too.
7 plus 2 plus 4 plus 1 is 14. The digital root of 14. 1 plus 4 is 5.
Oh, it works perfectly. The 4 of us can go into door 5.
Wait, what about the other 4? What's their digital route gonna be?
If I did a quick math calc.
Lotus, Santa, June, and me.
8, 3, it's 11. Plus 6, 17. Plus me, 22. 2 and 2 is 4. So we could go into door 4 if we do it that way. If I go in with 4.
Our bracelet numbers are 8, 3, 6, and 5. 8, 3, 6, 5. What would our digital route be?
Right? 8 plus 3, 11, plus 6, 17, plus 5, 22. So it would be, our route would be 4.
8 plus 3 plus 6 plus 5 is 22. So, the digital root of 22, 2 plus 2 equals...
So we've basically been made that choice for us, because it'd be equal split. Repeated what he determined.
It's 4. Add up our 4 bracelet numbers and the digital root is 4.
Then we can go into door 4.
Yeah. Huh. That worked out well.
Conveniently.
So the team assignments will be like this. 7, Snake, Clover, and Ace. They would go through door 5.
Okay. Mountain. The big guy is not that sharp. Snake, who's very cunning and clever. Clover, who's sticking with her brother, and Ace, like the team leader for that group, will go through 5. Let me make that note. Hang on. So I know I'm going to need it. While we...
Santa, June, and me will go through door 4.
It's Lotus, Santa, June, me.
Are these really the teams I want? Beyond door 5 is what remains of the ninth man. I never want to see that thing again, but something's telling me that it'd be a good idea to examine the corpse.
Oh, yep, here's the split.
A little closer.
I'm going to save before it happens then so we know. I think you'll be able to just go back and click and check the other route anyway, but I'm still going to save.
Of course, if I went through door 5, I wouldn't be going with Lotus and Santa.
Yeah, because then it would be less.
I could bring June with me through door 5, but that means she'd have to see the body in there. I don't want to put her through that.
Yeah, because if I go through it, people would have to be rearranged, and it would require June to go with us to make the numbers work.
Should
If
I
it was
stay
torn.
silent and go through door 4? Or should I stop them and insist on door 5?
He turned his options over and over in his mind. Ace spoke up.
All right, then. It seems we've reached a conclusion. Shall we go?
He began to walk towards door 5.
I'm going through door 5.
Clover and Snake followed, and Seven a short distance behind.
We're over there too, right, Snake?
The door's not going anywhere. Slow down.
Which door?
I'll go with the group. I will go with to door 4. Decided that door 4 would be fine. So there's our split. Decided that door 4 would be fine.
I'll go through door 4 with Lotus, Santa, and June. There's nothing to worry about. I just need to stay by her side.
Jun, Akane Kurashiki.
This should be fine. It's no problem this way. I should see the other 4 off.
Made sure he made no shows of affection, but Junpei saw her as something more than just a friend from her childhood, from his childhood.
Looks like Ace and the others are going.
He watched the other 4 walk towards the door. Ace, Snake, Clover, and Seven. Junpei said nothing as they left. Before long, they had reached door 5. They talked to one another for a few seconds, saying things Junpei couldn't hear, and then laid their hands one by one on the scanner panel of the red.
Now then.
Ace grabbed the lever. His face tight with determination, he turned over his shoulder to look at Junpei and his companions.
Goodbye.
Be careful.
Ace picked the lever, the door swung open, the mouth of a great hungry beast.
So horrible.
Beyond the door, Junpei knew, lay the sad remains of the 9th man. It did not surprise him that Ace, Clover, and Seven hesitated. The body was not a pleasant thing.
What are you doing? We need to hurry.
Snake had no such problems, as his blindness made him immune to the horror. He stepped through the door, his feet making a wet splack in the pool of blood.
Snake, your shoes.
It's fine. Hurry! Or are you planning on dying with everyone else? I assume you haven't forgotten the door only remains open for 9 seconds, have you?
Sorry, Snake.
Let's go!
The 3 remaining steeled themselves and stepped through the door. Door 5 swung shut, closing it with a heavy finality of the metal upon metal. Junpei and his companion scrambled to the door.
Hey! How is it over there? Did you find anything? At least say something, will you?
Something's beeping.
They need to press the dead.
Just like before.
Probably the sound of the detonator on the bracelet.
Do you think they're okay?
Jun's face showed her concern more plainly than her words ever could. Almost as though in response to her question, a voice rang out from the other side of the door. It was Seven.
Hey, there it is! That's gotta be that dead thing! Come on, get over here! We gotta authenticate!
The beeping stopped.
The sighs of relief were audible, even through heavy doors.
Phew. Looks like it stopped.
Junpei and his companions leaned away from the door and breathed a collective sigh of relief of their own.
Hey, guys! Are you doing alright over there?
They'd heard Seven's voice, but it wouldn't hurt to be sure.
Yep, we're fine.
Despite the recent danger, Clover's voice was as bubbly as ever.
Oh, hey, I'm gonna tell you about this whole dead thing, okay? The dead is just like the red, but the color's different.
Okay.
You know how the red was red? Well, the dead is blue.
Okay.
Other than that, it's just like the red.
Oh, hence, okay, that's a theming thing, got it, because when the first puzzle had red and blue.
Authenticating is the same too.
Awesome! Thanks! That helps a lot.
Well, we should probably move on now. You be careful out there.
Roger that.
Now it's our turn. Junpei and the others left door 5 and head towards door 4.
Now it's our turn.
Yeah, now it's time for us to do our bit.
I'll go first.
They stood in front excuse me, they stood in front of the red and placed each of their hands upon it. 4 asterisks appeared on the screen. Junpei grabbed the lever and turned around.
Okay, we ready?
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's go.
None of them looked particularly optimistic, but their faces were set. Junpei nodded to them and turned back towards the red.
All right, let's go.
With strength and determination, he pulled the lever.
Run!
The four of them leapt through the door together. The moment they'd passed through it, each heard a cold electronic sound coming from their left wrist.
Oh, damn.
In the center of each bracelet, a red skull appeared and began to flash.
Counting down.
The detonator's countdown had begun. In the long moment of each of them spent staring at their wrists. We need to find that dead. The numbered door behind them closed. The sound of metal on metal reverberating down the hallway.
We can't go back!
We need to hurry and find the device.
Hey, where the hell is the dead?
How would I know?
Don't give me that crap! Start looking!
I already am.
They began to run, eyes looking frantically for the device. That was the key to their salvation. The hallway they found themselves running down was a long one, easily 300 feet in length. On the right side of it stood a series of wooden doors, all nearly identical. They had taken time to think, they would likely have discerned that the doors led to cabins.
Don't tell me the dead is in one of those rooms.
Oh no! How many rooms do you think there are?
Junpei was too frightened to count properly, but his best guess was 7 or 8 of them.
Ah, fuck! We don't have time to count.
Junpei ran at the nearest
We
door.
just need to open them all.
He grabbed the knob and shook it hard.
It won't open.
It didn't feel locked, more like someone had hammered an iron plate over the other side of the door. Junpei turned around to find another door and saw that his companions had already run to doors of their own. They did not seem to be having any more success than he had. Their own words confirmed his fears.
Shit, this one's no good.
Same here. It's not moving!
Jun was the last to speak up. As Junpei looked in her direction, his eyes caught something he hadn't noticed before. A small red blinking
There
light.
it is, at the end of the hallway. Run!
Even as he yelled, he ran. He grabbed Sansalos and June and pulled them towards the light. He's got 3 hands! We like more yanked them and then let them go. Sansa called them out as he ran.
Hey, how many more seconds do we have?
How would I know?
Our time limit is 81 seconds!
I know that, goddammit! I'm asking you how many seconds we have left!
In all likelihood, Junpei figured nearly a minute had already passed since the door had closed behind them. If that was true. Earnestly foremost all their minds, they arrived at the end of the hallway. The dead sat on the left wall, blinking almost tauntingly at them.
Hurry! It's the dead! Get over here!
Junpei grabbed hold of the machine, his hands slick with sweat and shaking. He slammed his own hand against the scanner panel.
Come on, everyone!
The other 3 quickly followed suit. With grant Sansa yanked the lever downward. Imagine if the lever just snaps in your hand, they go, ah, fuck.
Looks like it stopped.
Hands beginning to steady, Junpei wiped away some of the sweat that had beaded on his forehead. As they caught their breath, the 4 companions began to look around.
There's another door at the end of the hallway.
You could see a heavy-looking set of double doors. Set into the walls of the hallway on either side of the larger door were 2 smaller ones.
Let's try this one first. And of course it won't open.
How many times had he come across similar doors with similar results, he wondered. Yeah, it's like we're playing Silent Hill 3 all over again. Perhaps he corrected himself, more lack of results. So if you don't know what I'm about, play Silent Hill 3, you'll figure it out. That game is like locked door simulator, it feels like. There's so many fucking doors that just don't open.
A keyhole.
Above the keyhole was a small symbol, engraved in the brass.
What's this mark? Mail?
He wasn't quite sure what to make of it. He started a moment of confusion. It was June that corrected him.
No, not exactly. That's
That's
probably
Mars.
a symbol of Mars. Well, technically, they are the same symbol, but I saw a number of similar symbols.
Yeah, all the
in
other
main
symbols
stairway.
were planets, then that probably isn't Mail, it probably is Mars. That one I know from Alia Lydian Suli.
The symbols of the solar system.
Oh, that's right. The Sun, Saturn, and Earth.
At least that's what I'm assuming.
So this isn't the man symbol. It's a symbol.
It's the man symbol.
I think so, yes.
I see. Wait, where's Santa?
While Junpei and Jun talked, Santa had disappeared. I turned to find him some distance down the hall. He'd gone to check the other doors. Eventually, he reached the last of them and jogged back. It took him only a moment to catch his breath again.
Yeah, so, I looked the place over. Here's the deal. None of the other doors open.
Then that must mean we only have 2 more doors.
Let's examine the doors on either side of the larger double door. Each one had a metal plate attached to it.
Maybe it's the room number.
The door on the left has a B92, and the one on the right says B93. All right, let's open them. I'll open B92.
Okay, I'll get B93 then.
He put his hand on the doorknob, and Santa moved to the other door. They made it through the numbered door alive. There was nothing more to be afraid of. Junpei and Santa looked at each other and nodded.
1, 2, 3!
In unison, they pushed against their respective doors. Or if it just didn't open, and all the doors didn't open, and promptly found themselves in a new room. Jun followed Junpei as he threw open his door. They turned around and saw that the door on the other side was open as well. Though the door was another person, his mouth agape. It was Santa.
Hey, it opened.
Yeah, it did.
Junpei and Santa looked at each other.
I didn't expect that.
It was so easy.
His calm voice broke into their thoughts.
Maybe this is all part of Zero's plan. Can't say I enjoy being treated like someone's puppet.
She headed for room 93. Lotus continued.
Well, now we have these 2 rooms. I'm sure there's something in there that will help us get out of here. Let's find it. Santa and I will search this room. You 2 take the other one.
All right.
Okay.
Puzzle time. Oh, there's a lot of fucking rooms. Oh no. There's a lot of space. Seek a way out. Okay, and we start in the top left. It's kind of weird looking picture. Do you think it's an abstract painting or something? It looks kind of like a demon with an elephant-like nose. It's looking on a human being's brain. Where the hell did that come from? What's her brain made of? I'd say I'd mind finding out a little more about what goes on in there. I don't see an elephant. I see, like, a bird. Like, this shadow bit, like, that's the beak. It's leaning over. It's got, like, a giant hat piece on. Like a Roman helmet with, like, the red feathers. Like, that's the head, that's the beak. It's leaning over with, like, something attached to its back. That's the tail. That, like, that foot is there. It's almost like it's leaning on, like, a twig. But I can kind of see that. But we'll come back to it. That vase looks expensive. I wonder how much we could get for it. Are you going to steal it? Jumpy, where are you going? I was thinking of going over to Lotus's room. Do you think maybe you could look around here a little more before you go? There's a lot to do here. A lot for me to do here by myself. A box of matches. Matches inside, obviously. Jumpy looked down blankly at what he was holding, and up at June.
Yeah. How's your fever? You feeling better now?
Yes, I'm fine.
June certainly looked
Let
fine.
me see your forehead.
Jumpy held his hand to her forehead for a few seconds.
Guess it really has gone down.
Are you worried about me?
Yeah, I guess I am.
I guess I am.
Aww. You know it's not going to end well, but aww. June blushed and giggled.
By the way, Jumpy?
Hmm?
How did you end up here?
What do you mean? I told you earlier, didn't I?
There was a man with a gas mask when you got home at night. You inhaled some white smoke and passed out. When you woke up, you were on D-deck.
Damn straight.
Damn straight.
Is that really the truth?
What?
Jumpy, are you hiding something from me?
No, why would I?
Well, if you think about it, this is awfully suspicious. I mean, why would 2 childhood friends bump into each other in a place like this?
Hey, I could ask you the same thing. Are you hiding something?
What would I hide?
Well, I don't know. Anything. I mean, you're hiding it. How would I know?
You mean like the number of men I've dated?
His heart stumbled over itself.
Do you want to know?
He had to admit, he was a little curious.
Don't worry.
She smiled at him.
Only 18.
Eh?
Times 0. Yeah, I guess I just haven't met Mr. Right yet.
June looked a little embarrassed and scratched the back of her head in a desperate attempt to seem nonchalant.
Yeah, I see.
Junpei coughed quietly in much the same way.
Anyway, I'm not hiding anything. Just like you, Jumpy. When I woke up, I was on D-Deck.
Well, you do have a point. I mean, why did Zero pick us? We haven't seen each other since elementary school.
I wonder.
June nodded, and for a few moments she had the faraway look of someone in deep thought.
Look for what connects the victims. That will lead you to the culprit. Do you remember Seven saying something like that?
Yeah, I do. So?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think this must all have something to do with a classmate of ours.
You got any ideas who it might be?
No, nothing.
Oh,
Well, if it had something to do with school, then it could be one of our teachers, or maybe the principal?
But what would we have done to upset them that
or
much?
the janitor, or the lunch lady.
No, I can barely remember any of them.
Yeah, I know.
Junpei went back to searching, feeling unpleasant and confused. Elementary school. Elementary school. Was there anything strange that had happened in elementary school? As he searched the room, he continued to rack his brain. Jumpy, what are you doing? We don't have time to taking a break relaxing on the sofa. It's a display case. Something we displayed. How sad. Looks like the drawers are empty too. It's a bottle with water in it. This is a bedroom. Probably have it because your throat always feels dry when you wake up, you know? My throat's dry, but I think that's because I'm a little nervous right now. Well, we did run a lot, and we're kind of sweaty. Hey, Jumpy, do you want to take a shower together? Whoa! Just kidding. It's too late to take it back. My brain's already working out the picture. My throat was dry already. This sure isn't helping. Running cupboard. No cups inside. Surprisingly, no one. It's a light blue blanket with some designs on it. Someone made the bed. At least never unmade it. There's only bed sheets under the blanket. Nothing exciting. Anything under the pillow? I learned this time. Two pillows right next to each other. Guess it's a double. What's up? You're turning red. Oh, man, is there fever back? Hey, you alright? Do you need to lay down for a minute? I'm fine. I think it's still a little early for that. Huh? Hey, seriously, are you really okay? Bed frame. You know something about falling off. I toss and turn when I sleep. She's blushing again. What the hell is she thinking about? Oh, no, I was trying to click off it. Whoops. This isn't a painting, it's a map. Looks like a map of the ship's interior. Oh, it's a great find. I think it'll be really useful. Let's take it with us. Now we're able to use the map screen. Map screen will be viewed during the story sections. Oh, whoops, I've got to script through that. Ship's floor plan, which you acquire over the course of the story. Pressing L and X will allow you to see the bird's eye view of that room. One last look at the map, then folded it up and slid it back into his pocket. John looked up as he closed it.
This ship is bigger than I thought.
Yeah, it's probably about 900 feet long.
Must be one of those fancy cruise ships.
Of course, it doesn't really look like a cruise ship. Everything in here is really retro. Even if it's just some sort of style choice, there's just too much.
Do you remember what Zero said?
Oh, do you think it's built to represent the, or be similar to the Titanic?
Do you think maybe this boat and the Titanic have something to do with each other?
That's a good point. I doubt he would have mentioned it if there wasn't a reason.
Junpei took a moment to look around the room.
Do you think this boat is
a replica of the Titanic?
Titanic?
A replica?
Yeah, you know, like a copy of the actual boat.
Who on earth would make something like that?
Isn't the Titanic 2 a real thing?
Fans. Crazy Titanic fans.
No way. Do you even know how much money that would take?
Well, what's the alternate?
No idea. But all they've got to do is break even, you know?
Break even?
Yeah, they could use it as a cruise ship. Climb aboard a piece of history, sail around the world in the resurrected Titanic. Hell, with marketing like that, they'd probably have more customers than they'd know what to do with.
Do you really think people would want to ride on a ship with such an ominous past? It's the site of the worst accident in history.
That's a stretch.
Over 1,500 people died. I wouldn't be surprised if you'd get cursed just for going.
A curse, huh?
Jumpy, do you believe in that sort of thing? You know, curses and stuff?
Yeah, well, I guess so. To a certain extent.
Jumpy scratched his temple.
What about you? No, I guess that's kind of a dumb question.
Yes, I do believe in curses. In fact, I think it was a curse that sunk the Titanic.
Okay.
What?
Even what?
A curse sank the Titanic. The curse of the Egyptian mummy.
Jumpy couldn't understand how Jun had maintained a straight face to say that.
Supposedly, the Titanic carried the mummy of the priestess Amun-Ra, which was stolen from a pyramid. And they say that the mummy had a history. Everyone involved with it died mysterious deaths. Come on, I'm sure you've heard of it before. Those who open the coffin will be forever cursed. Haven't you ever heard that one?
So you're saying the Titanic sunk because of that curse?
That's right!
Jun's eyes had lit up with excitement, like a child with a new toy.
That mummy, the priestess, supposedly, she was special.
What do you mean?
Well, supposedly, she was really pretty.
Pretty?
Yes?
But she was a mummy.
That's right. She wasn't all shriveled up or rotten or anything. She almost looked alive.
Oh, okay, I get it. Okay, it's that thing. I don't remember the name. Where your body turns into some kind of wax? Yeah? The fat in it turns into something kind of like candle wax, right? And
yes, saponification. But that's not what it was.
Huh?
That's not it. She wasn't wax.
Then what was it?
They say that she was frozen.
What? Frozen?
That's right. The whole body was frozen solid. You know how a human body is more than 60% water? Well, all of that water was frozen. The story says that from the time of its discovery all the way through to when it got put on the Titanic, even though it was carried through the desert, her body never melted.
That's crazy.
I think so too, but maybe it's true and we just didn't know about it before.
I didn't know?
Yep. Maybe it's common sense to eat shaved ice in the desert because it lasts forever.
Huh? Nah, that seems too silly to be true.
But maybe it isn't. It just appears that way because you didn't know it was true.
Well...
Jun and Junpei talked a little more, then went back to their investigation. But even as they did, his mind went back to what she told him.
That doesn't melt, even in the desert? Does something like that really exist?
Yeah, in Pokemon it's called Never Melt Ice.
No, even if it did, it wouldn't really be ice anymore, would it?
The more he thought about it, the more his head hurt. Like he'd eaten his ice cream too fast. Yes, it shows you where we are. There goes the dresser. There's nothing particularly interesting in it. We need a... Oh, there's a key. For the dresser. Okay. It's a mirror of the dresser. Now she's playing with her hair. Does she even realise she's doing that? Hey, we don't have time for that. Come on, it's not there's anyone here you need to impress. Yeah, there is. Who? What? Why are you so quiet all of a sudden? Oh, forget it, Jumpy. She's absolutely gonna die. She's absolutely gonna die. She's being like she's like the cuddly type. She's like it's like Sayaka. It's a light, thanks to it we can see. Oh, you cheeky motherfucker! There's a thing there. Whoa. Oh, shower. There's a bathroom wall. Square tiles all over it. The shower knob. See if anything happens when we turn it. No water coming out. Nothing special about it. The blue platform protruding from the shower wall, not knobs. For putting soap on. I used to shower once, so I know. I used to shower once, so I know. He sounds so proud of himself. So it probably means no one has used it in a long time. Partly depleted rolls of toilet paper. Someone was well prepared. There's nothing too suspicious about it. Check the toilet. Nothing there. The tank's empty too. There's not even any water in it. Okay, let's go back. Merado. Oh no, my mistake. It's a sofa. Sofa. The colour is something soothing light blue. I think we covered it pretty well. I think that one was lame enough to hide our blush a little. I was like, can we now put the key in? What would... Can we go to the other room now? Jumpy, where are you going? Going to Lotus's room? Why? You mean why? I'm going to go check up on them. Something wrong with that? Well, no. Come back soon. Sure thing. Leave the rest of you. Sure. Leave it to me. Alright, off to the other room. There's a square tile in this frame. It's glued to there quite well. I don't think I can take it out. Empty though. Seems to be room on the left side of the vase. This is the bathroom wall. The whole wall is covered in these square tiles. Whoa, look! Junpei, there's a mushroom glowing out of the wall. That's a shower head. On the thing. It's a shower knob. Try turning it. No water. Some toilet paper. We've got 2 rolls, I guess. Is there anything in the toilet? Guess not. Tank's empty too. Hey, check this out. It's a pretty nice sofa. I know. It's a shame I can't take it back with me. Oh, this is a display case. Check it out. The plates and shit look really expensive. Want to take a look? Damn, because it's the wrong key. Well, that means there's got to be another one around this somewhere. Otherwise, we aren't going to be able to open it. What's in here? Oh, one of the pieces. That tile. I think I've seen it somewhere. Yeah, I know. Kind of looks like the one we saw in the other room. Round wooden table. Oh, it's very nice wood. So, big deal. There's something on top of it. Candle with a candlestick. This might come in handy. That there, so at least it won't fall over. Oh yeah, good idea. Hey, pretty bright. Now we can look around a little. Dresser door, it's locked. Oh, is this our key? It worked. Nice. It's a strange design, but is it chromatic? It doesn't look like there's any puzzles in it. Mirror for the dresser. Damn straight. Nothing weird about it though. A curtain? Curtain, huh? Those metal rings which should hang from something, you know? Yes, but it doesn't look a normal curtain. Oh, it's a shower curtain, got it. Make it a shower curtain. Shower curtain, huh? Under the blanket? Nope, nothing suspicious here. Anything under the pillows? But it's in a pile. Oh. Pile of pillows. That's supposed to be some kind of jokes. Hey, calm down. Anything with the frame? Go, Red Eye stares back at me. God, I'm kidding, there's nothing there. No go, so go. Huh? Hey, what the hell? It's gone dark all of a sudden. Maybe the candle got blown out. We should go see. No, it ran out of wax. I was covered in melted wax all over the dresser. What's this? Candlestick looks weird. You're right. It's all bumpy. Oh, it's the key. Key, huh? I think I ran into a lock I couldn't open earlier. And I'm guessing I can't properly explore the rest of this yet. Stick will do anything. Yes, it opened. Alright, pull that shit open. It's pretty expensive. Just see if there's anything else I can interact with.
Hey, Junpei, you got a minute?
Santo had shown up out of nowhere and gave Junpei no small start.
Here, take this.
Santo pulled something out of his pocket.
A bookmark.
It looked like a bookmark. It had a 4-leaf clover in it.
What is this for? Do you want me to read a book?
I found it in between some of the cushions on the sofa. Pretty sure it ain't gonna be any help to us, but I figured we might as well hang on to it anyway.
Then why don't you hold on to it?
Santo gave him a wry smile.
You know what I hate most in the world? I got 4 things. Hope, faith, love, and luck.
Hope, faith, love, and luck?
Damn straight.
And you hate these things?
Yeah, you got a problem with that?
Not really, but...
Junpei tried to figure out how best to phrase what he wanted to
What
say.
does a bookmark have to do with any of that?
Sansa scratched the back of his ear and looked awkward.
Well, see, each leaf on the 4-leaf clover has a meaning to it, okay? And that meaning is pretty much those 4 words. It's like flower language. Well, I guess it's not a flower, is it? So, leaf language, I guess? Yeah, you could call them leaf words.
Leaf words.
Junpei looked at the bookmark.
Hope, faith, love, and luck.
You know, I'm going to make a note next to Sansa of that, just in case it ties to something later. Hang on.
The meaning of the leaves on a 4-leaf clover.
So, yeah, I want you to take it, okay? Just touching it gives me the creeps. Take the damn thing, alright?
Sansa pretended to shiver with disgust and shoved the bookmark into Junpei's confused hands. What do you want to do? I'll take it. So I had to take it. After all, why shouldn't he?
Alright, sure. I'll take it.
He shoved the thing into his pocket and gave Sansa a last confused look.
Oh, man, I feel a lot better now. That thing was a real pain, you know?
Do you really hate those 4 words that much?
Yeah, well, they can all betray you, you know? Hope, faith.
That's a real nihilistic way of looking at shit. What's the point of hope if it'll let you down? What's the point of faith if your faith can be unanswered? What's the point of love if people don't love you back? What's the point of luck if it can turn on you? That's some real nihilistic way of fucking thinking, dude. What happened to Santa? Junpei wondered. How had he become such a bitter person? For a moment, they looked at each other.
Well, that's not my only reason.
What?
That's not the only reason I hate the 4-leaf clover. I just can't bring myself to like the number 4.
Because 4 means death in Japanese.
What, worried about the 4 horsemen?
Nah, come on, man. That's just silly. Maybe back in the Dark Ages, that kind of crap scared people. But this is the 21st century, and I'm a 21st century guy. I'm a little insulted.
Then why do you hate 4 so much?
'Cause it's a half-assed number. Not the best or the worst. That's why.
What?
9
What?
is a way better number. So what if it's last place, right? At least it's not some lame-ass middle number.
What are you...
Santa's explanation made no sense. So he's like, I'd rather be last than just somewhere in the middle. He'd rather be remembered. That's his point.
You play?
Play?
You mean like gambling?
Like gambling?
Yeah, of course. What else would I mean? In Baccarat, the best possible hand totals 9. They call it Le Grand. But the lowest, most worthless cards, zeros. They call monkey.
Just like the guy in charge of this game, huh? Zero's a monkey.
Sensor blinks, utterly stunned. Then he began to laugh.
Oh man, you're totally right. The guy who trapped us in here sure is one hell of a monkey.
That was when Lotus spoke up.
You know, if you think about it, the nonary game is really a lot like Baccarat.
Apparently she'd been listening.
Of course, it doesn't use any of that stupid digital root junk. You just drop the tens digit, and that's it. Still, it does have the same idea of your final number needing to be a single digit.
Oh, yeah, I guess you got a point.
And in both games, whoever has 9 wins.
The person who makes 9 wins?
Wait, did you forget already? Don't you remember what Zero said?
It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9. So, if we want to get off this boat, we have to make a team whose numbers have the digital root of 9.
And only the people in that team are going to make it out alive.
Of course. That's why it's called the nonary game.
What?
Huh?
You don't know? Nonary means something derived from 9, or base 9. It's derived from the Latin prefix nona, which means 9. While we're at it, the prefix for 1 is uni. You know, like the unicorn, the horse with 1 horn. 2 is bi, like binary.
Yeah, I think everyone knows that 2 is bi.
Binary means composed of 2 parts. 3 is tri. I'm sure you've heard that one plenty. Like trio, triple, and triangle.
Yep.
You get the idea. After that, you have quart, quinty, sext, septum, and so on.
And so on. What, do you not know what 8 is? Yeah. Do you not know what 8 is? Come on.
And of course the prefix for 8 is octo, like octopus. It's called that because it has 8 legs. Get it?
I see.
Yeah, and the reason why... Because you'd think, it's like, oh, but sept, oct, non... Why is the 7th, 8th, and 9th month in the year not called September, like September, October, November? Why is it the 9th, 10th, and 11th? Well, that's just because one fucking Roman ruler called Julius Caesar and his son Augustus, they will have an answer to that. Because like July and August are literally just those 2 pricks. They ruined everything. They ruined all the number games just to suit themselves.
So then Nona means 9.
And Deca is 10, I believe.
So, how many of us are trapped on this ship?
That'd be 9.
And what are the bracelet numbers we have?
They go from 1 to 9.
And our time limit? How many hours did we have?
Zero said 9 hours.
And finally, to get out of this ship...
We need to find the door with a 9 that's hidden somewhere in the ship.
By making a team with the digital root of 9.
Lotus agreed, nodded again.
There you have it. The number 9 is everywhere in this game. He's got a real theme of 9s for this whole thing. No wonder it's called the nonary game.
Somewhere far away, Junpei heard the creak of stressed metal. It sounded almost like Zero laughing at them. What a sad, desperate scream of a pig headed to slaughterhouse. Hey Junpei, that's all you got. You maybe you're supposed to put them all into on the empty spaces? I mean, the pattern looks like kind of same, doesn't it? He's right. I think so too. But if that's the case, you're going to need to collect all 3 tiles, right? Don't you think you should collect all of them before you start putting them in? Yeah, that's very fair. Whispering the curtains. Oh, it's a pretty obvious peephole. Somebody's really dedicated. Well, if a hole is big, you gotta wonder if maybe they wanted to be caught. So you're saying maybe the one getting spied on was into that shit? Finally up. Hey, one man, hope you're well. Okay, you've missed about 3 hours of puzzle solving and me making a lot of fucking notes. Maybe they were into, like, you know, those home invasion fantasies. Home invasion? Interesting, I see. You two are real idiots, you know that. Lo's gonna come in and be like, stop your bullshit, get out of here. essentially, to get you caught up to speed, for not just you, one man, but anyone who's joining late, we're all trapped on a ship by an unknown man called Zero's intention. All of us, except our main character, Junpei, are using code names because Junpei's name was dropped at the start by one of our friends, so everyone already knows our names, there's no point doing a code name. We're doing code names because we don't know who's listening into us. We're all trapped on a cruise ship trying to figure out how to get it, and to do so you have to solve puzzles which involve numbered doors, but to get through a numbered door you have to basically make a mass equation work involving people, because every person represents a number, so you have to make their numbers make that door number through digital routing. Which digital routing is basically, if you have the number 14, the digital root is 5, because you split the 1 and 4, 1 plus 5 is 5. So if you have a digital, so if it's a door that has a 4 on it, you have to go through people's numbers and get people to bundle together so that their digital root makes 4. And since it requires at least 3 people, you get the idea. Which is why there's a dedicated fucking calculator button that will also give you the digital root. So if I get like 4, 5, and 6, 4 plus 5 plus 6 is 10. 1 plus 0. Oh no, 4 plus... Yeah, no, 4 plus 6 is 10. 15, sorry, I'm an idiot. You can tell I'm great at maths. 15, sorry, because I just went like that. 1 plus 5 is 6. 1 plus 2 plus 3. 6, because it's under 10. 9 plus 5 is 14, so you get 5. And it's trying to figure out everything as we go. But we've already had a split in the road, a major split in the road. There was a 5-door and a 4-door, and it would split our group in half to go through both doors at once. So I am with the 4-door group, because the 5-door already had a dead body in it, and if I went in, it would force someone who isn't comfortable with dead bodies to go in as well. Because of the numbering. Right, we're missing another piece of this. We're trying to fill in all the pieces of that to solve whatever puzzle's here. There's another building, or another room that we can go into, so I'm just kind of double-checking everything. We can't explore here any further because the candle ran out of wax, so we have no light source to see any of this. So we need to find another light source. So, what's up? You going back already? Well, I can't just leave June by herself. But yeah, each character has a code name. So there's a man who's older, whose hair curves around into his beard like a lion mane. So he gets nicknamed Lion, but his code name is Ace. There's a blind man who's who we call Snake, because Snake Eyes, because he's number 2. Ace is number 1. The guy we're talking to here, the silver hair, his one is Santa, because Sun is 3. There's a pink-haired girl who likes 4-leaf clovers, and because she's number 4, Clover. We're number 5, so we're just Junpei, because I said everyone knows our name. Akane, our childhood best friend, was the one who accidentally dropped our name, but we're calling her June for the rest of the group, so because she's 6. There's a giant, like bricks, shithouse kind of man whose nickname is Mountain, but his codename is 7. And there's a dancer girl who's in this group that's literally in this room with us, called Lotus. There was a 9th man, but the 9th man tried to go off alone, broke one of the rules, and got exploded because there's a bomb in all of our small intestines. Well, you think you're like a knight or protector or something? You're creeping me out. Whatever, man. I'm going. Alright, June, there's something over here I need to discover. Shower curtain, huh? Let's try closing it. I can see a full expanse of the shower curtain in all its waterproof glory. There's nothing suspicious, just a normal shower curtain. A narrow shower, and I'm standing in it with June. This is awkward. Time to open the curtain. And because they're childhood besties, June gets a little embarrassed every time they're just left alone with each other because, you know, flirty anime trope. Vase, empty though. So there's room to the right of the vase. Oh yeah, I said there's a door there if you didn't spot it. Display case, drawers are empty too. Oh, I only have the spare plates. Can I just take the plate out of this one? I get it, yes, yes. What are you mumbling about? Did you figure something out? Oh, nothing. Don't worry about it. White design, looks like there's room on the right side of this picture. Oh, it's telling you about the door, got it. Is there a way to turn... We need to find a light switch. It's light, even if it's heavy. That's light. Room cupboard, something useful in here. We already got the map, so we can kind of look at this. But that's a huge fucking shower. Looking on the map. That is a huge damn shower. Literally as big as a sofa. There's something else in here. Oh, and the first puzzle that I you did at the opening of the game, it took me about 40 minutes to solve solely because I didn't spot a note under a pillow, which is why I'm like double and triple checking everything now. I didn't spot a note under the pillow that gave me the second half of another note I needed to help me solve a puzzle. Oh, there's a vase there. Can I interact with it, or is it not that? Or is it not relevant? I'm guessing it's not relevant then. I don't think there's anything of worth here. Go check on them. Okay, so I'm missing something on this side. I don't think there's anything else here. Oh, I was gonna say if it's good or not. So, let's open this. Hang on, so we can actually poke. But I hope you've been doing alright, one man. And that you slept well, you've only just got up. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? That would, of course, be Lotus. Oh ho ho! Crazy old bat. Guess the stress was just too much for her. Did you say something? Nope, nothing. The chair that goes with the dresser. There's nothing particularly interesting about it. The light's cold and quiet as death itself. Is there no light switch on the wall? The pit. Well, it's good to get. Sometimes you just gotta accept the pass out. It would probably cost me. Sleep would be nice, but it'd probably cost me my life. What am I missing then? Because all we got are tiles, and I don't think there's anything on the back of these. No. Can I close the door? Oh no, the door's just left open. Is there anything in this vase? Other than... Oh, you have to close it to turn around. I was gonna say, is there something on the wall behind me? Why'd there be a rip there? Yeah, and the game's making it very known that we can't start solving that puzzle until we find all the pieces. So I just need to, like, poke around more. Where haven't I looked? Oh, yeah, right. That's telling you that you can, at any point, just fuck off and go to a different thing. Because here was the split, because I went through door 4. So if I went through door 5, I would have ended up here. And then here's all the split of the story. So you've got a long way to go yet. Just to get one ending. But I was saying to Goddess earlier, man, that I think the whole point of this game is that you're supposed to not necessarily go for it at any point, because you can literally do that and then jump to that chapter exactly. I think it's more that you're supposed to just go down every path to eventually get, like, the full picture. Like, you'll do one path, and then when you're done, like, say if I finish here, I'll go back to this one, do this side, and then go back to here, go this way, and do that side sort of thing. Like, there's going to be several points for, like, different splits, and eventually when you do every split, you get the full picture of the story. So you know what happened and what everything means. And although there's a time limit in the story, it's proven itself that the time limit's only in story. It's just you sit down and solve the puzzle, like you're playing Professor Layton. Which, to be fair, that's probably the biggest thing this reminds me of. Professor Layton, but with higher stakes. And it's just, you know, a navigation game. What haven't I interacted with? What am I missing? There has to be something obvious that I'm missing. I'm looking for like a light switch on the wall somewhere, but I don't think that it's going to be that easy. There's nothing in the toilet. There's nothing in either toilet. Toilet, one for bit. There's two rolls of toilet paper, one for business and one for fun. God, Junpei has a sense of humor. I know it's like definition of insanity shit, but I've got to just poke everything until something clicks. You know? Like, I need to figure out another way to light up that room so I can finish exploring it, because I think the last piece I'm missing is in here. We use that, so there's something in the door. I don't think it's supposed to tile though. That's when we talk to it. It doesn't respond when you talk to it. Very rude of it. Nothing suspicious about it. I love how much dialogue this, like, extra dialogue this game has. You interact with things several times. Characters have different things to say. It actually helped clue me in that I was missing something as well through the extra dialogue earlier. Junpei, if you miss us so much, you have to keep coming back here. No, that's not what this is. Just being a bridge, like a bridge between two rooms. Uh-huh, you just keep telling yourself that. Now get out of here and go help June. Because that's how it should look on the other side. That little, like, silhouette, that's the reflection of the door, I believe. But there's no rip on this side. No, I meant the way to click the arrow out. X, interact with things. You can switch items. You can... Oh, can we? Actually. No, I can't combine them. Wooden cupboard, something we saw in here. If we could find like a... Oh no, I doubt it'd be that simple. It's probably wired in. I was like, if we could find a screwdriver, could I like just take it out? That light and take it to the other room? It's a dresser. There's something on top. I haven't interacted with the dresser itself on the other side. I know I'm like drawing at blanks here, but I gotta do something. No, I didn't want to interact with the door. I wanted to see how I can click on the crest, but the crest must be irrelevant. Something on top of the drawer. It's too dark to see. Fuck. If I was a puzzle man... where would I write my puzzle? This is only the second puzzle of the game. So it should have an easy solution. It's just, what am I missing? Like, what's the significance of the shower curtain? That we had to find it and then put it up. And it has a hole in it, you know? Oh, you can pull the curtain from this side. There's a hole in the curtain. Look at it from way back. I can see a single tile. Alright, I can see where that tile is. It looks like it's a fifth from the top, third from the right. Let's look, shall we? Nothing strange here. Nope, it's not budging. Then that means it's fifth one down, third from the right from the other side. I've got it, I figured it out. Take me back to the other side. No, I didn't mean to click on the door, fuck. Okay, I'll go back. Here it is. This one's loose. I can get onto it with my nails and yes! Hey, there we go. Oh, you did a good job finding it. So one side had designed like the rest of the bathroom tiles, and the other side has a black and white design. I think I've seen that pattern somewhere before. Alright, June, hate to leave you one more time, but I gotta go. And I didn't even need any hints. I just had to realize I could click on the thing from the other side. Alright, I'm gonna give it a shot. There it is. Also, I had to think. Also, my picture for it was a bird. I don't see the elephant that was mentioned before. I see, like in the black outline, I see a bird leaning on a grave with like a giant hat. Yes, I did it. There, picture complete. And there goes the frame. What's this? What do you mean, what's this? Pretty obvious, ain't it? It's a hole in the wall. Like a hidden safe or something, you know? Anyway, let's take a look. I think there's something inside. That's the key to the big door. We're done. Well, this is one of the Mars symbol. The door at the end of the hallway. Has the same engraved in the keyhole. Then that's got to mean, yes, we can use that key to get through that door. Jimpy messed around a bit with the key he had and looked blankly at the picture that slid down.
What's the deal with this picture anyway?
Because June said she saw an elephant, but I see a bird. Sounds had only been mumbling to himself, but it drew Los's attention. She looked at the picture and paused.
I think I've seen this picture before.
Yeah, it's in the other room.
Where?
In a book. There's a British biochemist named Sheldrake. He has a rather interesting theory.
I hate the fact that Sheldrake is got in brackets, meaning it's probably important. I hate that I might have to make a note called Sheldrake.
I saw this picture in his book.
Actually, I'm going to do that now. I'm just leaning forward to my notebook. 1 second. I'll put a question mark next to it because I don't know how relevant it's going to be. I'm going to, like, in between streams, I might, like, just go find a different notebook so I can just have a Zero Escape puzzle solving notebook. Because I've already got way too many notes.
What's this interesting theory?
Morphogenetic fields, which rely on the theory of morphic resonance.
Man, I can't deal with this. Just listening to you talk about it is giving me a headache.
Santa put his hands on his head as though he was in great pain. Lotus merely arched an eyebrow in his direction and continued.
It's not a difficult concept to grasp. In essence, he states that the shape of living organisms and their behavioral patterns are transmitted through a field not visible to the eye.
What part of that isn't difficult, exactly?
Lotus did not look pleased.
All right, how about this? Theory of the telepathic mechanism.
Telepathy?
Yes, telepathy. Well, perhaps not exactly telepathy, but it's close enough for a simple approximation.
Santa suddenly burst into laughter.
Are you serious? Telepathy? Who do you think we are? Kids from the 70s? I can't believe someone would actually do serious research on something like that.
Yes, I agree.
Lotus's response was surprisingly curt. Junpei had expected at least some conflict.
I read the book, but I can hardly say I understood it. I'm in no position to defend or condemn anything it said. It was probably just someone latching onto a statistical outlier from some study and turning it into a ridiculous theory. There's no scientific merit to any of it, I'm sure. But even so, Anyway, I saw a picture like that one in his book.
Lotus indicated the picture they'd all been looking at. After a moment, she walked up to the strange picture, examined it, and then spoke.
Hey, what do you think this picture looks like?
Santa answered first.
What do you mean? Isn't it just like abstract or something like that? It's just black and white scribbles. There's no meaning there. That's it.
What about you, Junpei? Does it look like anything to you?
I guess it looks like...
Oh boy. I said it looked like a bird, and I don't think that's there, so... I can't see a man's face in that. I don't even know what that one is. A Fuya the Rinpa. A Funya Rinpa. I can't see any of these. I could see a bird with like a huge hat and a really long tail, leaning on a twig or a grave in the black. Let me have a look. What is a Funya Rinpa? Just out of curiosity. Oh, I went to search it up, and it immediately comes up with 999. So clearly, I'm not the only one who played this game and I went, "What the fuck?" What is the context of Fun Rinpa? Funya Rinpa is the original Japanese DS release name of this game. Oh, okay. So it's just a shitty joke. Got it. Here, it looks like this game. That's like saying, hey, this looks like Danganronpa when you're playing Dangan, you know? Like, come on. That's what that joke is, got it. I guess I can see a dog.
A dog. No, see, you got the head here, and then these are the front paws, and then these are the back paws.
Junpei traced the black contours. Oh, yeah, I can see it. I can see it. Oh. Yeah, I can see it now. I'm glad the game did that, because I really couldn't. I was just picking at straws. But yeah, it looks like a dog looking more at you.
Oh, I see it. I guess you've got a point.
Santa, despite his constant aloofness, was clearly impressed. Junpei glanced over at Lotus. She looked stunned.
How did you know? You're right.
Oh, that was a complete fucking guess.
I didn't think you would have been able to guess that.
For a brief moment, Junpei felt a swell of pride.
So, now we know what it's a picture of, but I don't see how that helps us.
Oh, and from that more front-facing dog, I can finally see that fucking elephant that June mentioned. Because it's the same sort of front-ish facing, but where the head of the dog was tilts it the other way, and that long curve that I said was the bird's tail is the elephant's trunk. Nodded and began to speak.
A TV show from Great Britain did an experiment once.
From what did my country do?
Two similar pictures. Both of them were difficult to identify initially, but once you figured out the answer, you couldn't see it as anything else. These two pictures. The first was a woman wearing a hat. The other one, well, to make it easier, let's just say it was this picture of a dog. So, their experiment. First, they sent the picture to other parts of the world, outside the reach of British airwaves. To Ireland, the US, Africa, Europe, etc. Then, in each country, they gathered a number of test subjects, roughly 1,000 people. They were shown the two pictures and asked, what does this picture look like to you? The results weren't really interesting on their own. 9.2% of the people saw the lady in the lady picture. 3.9% saw the dog in the dog picture. Then, 2 days later, they aired a new program on their show. During the 30-minute show, they broadcast the dog picture and its solution. The audience was estimated to be 200,000 people. After the broadcast, it was a safe bet that the number of people who knew the solution to the dog picture was at least that many. After another 2 days passed, they gathered more research subjects from areas outside the reach of British TV and radio. This time, they only found a sample of roughly 850 people. Naturally, none of them had participated in the first test. They were, however, given the same tests and the same two pictures. The results were startling. 10% of the people saw the lady in the lady picture.
I gotta be honest, even with the scribble marking, I still can't... Oh, actually, I can kind of make out the lady. The black bulge at the bottom, on the bottom half, is the dress. It's on a sideways angle. The white bit is the face, and then the black bit on top is like the hair. And that last little bit of the white at the bottom middle is like her hand.
The previous test sat at a 9.2% success rate. Not much of a change statistically. The dog picture, however, produced a very different result. The percentage of people able to successfully find the dog, it went from 3.9% to 6.8%, a very significant increase. So do you understand? Do you realize the significance of this experiment? There was no way the second group could have seen the picture. They lived far away from Britain and couldn't have seen it. But even so, it was only the success rate for the dog picture that went up. Why? How did that happen? What does it mean?
Lotus looked back and forth from Junpei to Santa and back again. Normally calm and collected, she now looked as though she was very nearly possessed, and there was something manic about her manner. Santa took an involuntarily step backward. Junpei didn't budge, and stared straight back into Lotus's eyes.
Wait, does this have something to do with that field, or whatever it was that you were talking about earlier?
Yeah, Sheldrake.
A field not visible to the eye. So, if more people know the answer, then that information will pass through the field. Huh.
Psych!
Her manner suddenly shifted, and Lotus smiled broadly at Junpei and Santa. She waved her hand dismissively, doing her best to laugh the whole confrontation off.
I was just kidding. You really shouldn't take me seriously.
Bruh!
Well, I mean, the things I just told you about are true. They really did happen. But the results of that experiment really aren't anything to go by. They could have easily falsified them. In the end, I'm sure they were just in it for the ratings. They are a TV station after all.
At last, it seems Santa had gained some control of his composure.
Right! Man, I gotta admit, you had me there for a minute. I, really thought you were serious.
Of course not. Like I told you before, I'm sure it's all just pseudoscience.
Oh, okay, right.
Santa's over here like, yeah, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. I'm just gonna laugh and pretend I get it. Ha! Santa and Lotus laughed and gave one another jovial claps on the shoulder. Junpei, however, didn't feel so much like laughing. Something felt wrong and clear.
All right, enough nonsense. We've got the key. Let's get out of here.
Word.
Lotus and Santa walked away from the picture, but Junpei stayed, staring at the picture of the dog.
A field not visible to the naked eye. Morphogenetic field.
The more he thought about it, the more his head hurt. Alright, let's go to the hallway. I'll go get June. You guys head to the door. Okay, ordered that. Hey, Jumpy. Where are you going? Oh, I was going to get you. I know Santa told me. Come on, let's go. Yes. It unlocked. Good job, Junpei. Good, now we can get going. Come on, what are you guys standing around for? Let's get out of here. Come on, Junpei. Let's go. Alright, let's go. Yeah! We managed to beat her. 2 puzzles we've managed to clear today. My head hurts. They stepped through the door to find themselves in a wide hallway.
Another hallway.
Junpei, June, Lotus, and Santa stopped for a moment and looked at their surroundings. A short distance away, a metal grate extended across the width of the hallway.
Come on, open!
It's not going to open because you rattled it, you know.
Damn it!
They took hold and shook, but it refused to move.
Look over here!
I hope the other squad are doing okay. The 4 members who aren't with us because they opened the other door, I hope they're doing alright. Ace especially. I think Ace is, he's someone to lean on. He's someone I trust. An older, more mellow, more focused man, kind of thing. He just seems like the sort of person who just kind of sits back and studies the room before doing anything. He seems like someone to trust. Snake, I only trust him because I trust Clover. And because Clover's his sister, I'm like, that's like the only thing. I trust Clover because I think Clover genuinely is just an innocent kid stuck in the middle of this. It's just Snake's mannerisms don't help him. And as for Seven, I think he's alright. I just think he's all brawn, no brain. So I think as long as you give him a good task to do, he's fine. It's just... I kind of don't 100% trust Santa, especially after his rant about hope, faith, love, and luck. Lotus seems like she's trying too hard to be untrustworthy. Because she keeps on making weird, random jokes, haha, what is really weird thing that got you thinking that wasted our time? Isn't that funny? And I'm choosing, even though it might be a complete bait, I'm choosing to trust Akane, or June, to use her code name, because she's the childhood bestie. But that might be one giant bait. And Bird's Nest, I didn't trust him anyway, so him being dead is good riddance. Nearby was a pair of elevators.
And the buttons? Of course they don't work.
The power must be out here too, just like by the staircase.
That leaves this door. Well, looks like we don't have any choice.
Yeah.
Sure does.
Well then, let's open it.
Alright, here I go.
Junpei grabbed hold of the knob and quietly pushed the door open. Kitchen. He entered slowly, trying to take in as much of his surroundings as he could. The others followed shortly.
Oh, so it's a kitchen.
What were you expecting?
I just learned something interesting about my controller by pure accident whilst I was waiting at that. I went to mute my mic because they started talking, and my finger stayed on the mute button for slightly longer, and it came up on my console saying the entire game's been muted. I was like, oh, that's a nice little trick. That could be nice when there's copyrighted music. You know, that'd be nice when there's copyrighted music. I need to talk for a minute.
Isn't it obvious?
I didn't even realize I could do that.
The exit? I was hoping this would be the way out of here.
Because yeah, the on PlayStation 5, the PS5 controllers literally have a mute mic button on them. And so that's what I use, like, in between cutscenes. I tap that to mute my mic, so then characters can talk without worrying about me interrupting.
You really think it'd be that easy?
Yeah, I know. Still.
As they talked, Lotus headed deeper into the room. Until at last she stood in front of a door.
If we can just get through this door, we should come out on the other side of that grate we saw earlier.
But don't we need a key for that?
No good.
Sorry, I guess that wasn't very constructive. Neither Junpei nor Lotus looked terribly happy.
Anyway,
Have they just given me a
let's take
puzzle room?
look.
Oh, I think we literally just gone from one puzzle room to the next. Oh man, in between the tutorial puzzle and the first real puzzle we did, there was like 2 hours of like talking and getting to know everyone. Ah, I was wondering if there'd be a bit more room. Junpei dug out the ship map from his pocket and spread it out in front of him. As he did,
Hey,
What's that?
Huh? Oh yeah, I guess I forgot to tell you.
oh yeah, we never told these two that we found the map.
I found this a little while ago. It's a map of the B deck.
Before Junpei could finish, Lotus snatched the map away from
let
him.
me see that.
She ran her finger across it, muttering to herself.
See? Look.
Yes, hold your horses.
Junpei did as he was
What
told.
did you figure out?
Sensor and June moved over to look at the map as well.
This is handy.
See? We came in here. Now if we go out there, then we'll be on the other side of the grate.
Her finger Lotus traced a path on the map.
How about that? She's right. We can get out through there.
Oh yeah, I see it. I was trying to figure out like our whole route to it. That thin corridor on the right end, that's like kind of like in between like the two ends of the blue dotted line. That's the corridor we just did with the two doors to the left and right of it, or like up and down, like north and south. The big room we entered in is the room that where like, the two elevators are on the top end, and the room we've just entered to will go around to the other side of that wall, which, looking at the map, should reconvene us with the other party.
There we go. Here, you can have it back.
Satisfied that she had been correct, Lotus folded the map and handed it back to Junpei.
Thanks.
He took it and slid the valuable piece of paper back into his pocket.
There's a card reader on the right side of the door.
And that means the key card is somewhere in here, right?
That seems the most likely.
All right, we know what we need to do then. Let's get moving. First off, I say we split up and look for clues.
What are we, the fucking... It was a Scooby-Doo? Alright, gang, split up and look for clues.
Okay.
Fuck, it is another one, no! My head hurts from doing the other one. At least it's one room. I'm saving. We're actually, before I save actually, where are we on the flowchart? Okay, so story beat, we've done that escape room. Story beat, escape room. Story beat, reconvene. And I imagine it'll be the same here if you took the and went through the 5 door instead of the 4 door back here. That it'd be like a story beat, puzzle, story beat, puzzle, then reconvene. I'm going to save and I'm going to wrap up just because genuinely, like that first puzzle, I overthought the puzzle so much. But we did manage to solve it. But that second puzzle, just kind of figuring things out and piecing it together, that took a while and did actually, because I'm allowed to be tired, but I'm a little tired. So I'm going to wrap it here. You could just delete your save off the menu, huh? Okay. But this game's fun. I'm enjoying it. So we will be streaming more of it tomorrow. It's just like Jesus Christ. It's like any puzzle game. You have to actually kind of sit and focus. I do think I got the volume settings right, though. I was fiddling with it a little off-screen, and I was kind of happy with what we got to. You can have it in Japanese, but because all the games are in English, like Danganronpa, where it's so dialogue-focused and you have to pay attention to everything, I just rather have it on English so I can play, like, it just makes me... Look, it came out on the Nintendo DS in 2006 or 7, my dude, that's why. It's a Nintendo DS game, it's a remaster of a DS game. So that's why it probably feels low budget. And it's not that it's actually low budget, it's just it's on old hardware and it's an old game, or oldish game. It's why it's like a visual novel, and then all like the puzzle solving are detailed still images. Oh, I know, don't get me wrong, I'm just saying because that's why they did it in detailed still images, because then they could make them hyper detailed, but because it's an image, it's not any processing power on the DS. And the navigating the map, it's like identical to Professor Layton. Which is a bit of tracks because it's Spike Chunsoft. I say that Professor Layton was level 5 games. Spike just published it, if I recall. Yeah, that's why From Zero is like 100 megabytes on the PS5 download. I had to give that like a second look. I was like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, I just glanced at it and it installs. It's like. And to be fair, the PSP was more powerful than the DS. The PSP could handle most PS2 games. Not all of them. Some late-end PS2 games it couldn't do, but the PSP could handle most PS2 games because it was a powerful piece of kit. I'm letting the intro play again. Oh, whoops. I didn't mean to, but oh well, I'm gonna let it stick whilst I'm finishing my thought. But yeah, I'm genuinely really enjoying this game so far, and I want to see where it goes. I need to get a notebook though. No questions asked. I need to get a notebook because on my page I've got every character's name in number order, and I've got who went on door 5 path, who went on door 4 path. I've got a note next to Santa that says hope, faith, love, and luck because of his rant on it. It seemed like that was really suspicious for him to go on such a specific rant about it. And then I've got Sheldrake in question marks because I don't know how significant that is. Oh yeah, and somewhere on this ship, there's exactly one door. There's exactly one door that has a 9 on it, and if you can open that door, you win this game. The Masked Dude? Oh, the Masked Dude is Zero. He's the Game Master. He's the one who's ruling all this shit, who kidnapped all of us. But I digress, I'm going to wrap it here. So tomorrow, we're going to solve more of the mystery. What I'm going to do, by the way, is instead of going back and trying to check other paths, I'm going to see our path through till its absolute conclusion, and then we will roll it back and start figuring out different paths and routes to get more of a picture of the story. So whatever decision, basically, my first set of decisions are all going to be what I think is the right choice, and then when we reach an absolute ending, then I'll go back through the timetable and start trying different routes and whatnot. So I want to do one clean run, and then go back and try things out, you know? But I digress. Thank you all so much for watching. Expect me to get stuck solving puzzles a lot, but I want to try and figure them out for myself. I don't want to use guides. I think that's part of the fun of a puzzle game, is solving the puzzle, you know? But I digress. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed what you saw. It genuinely really helps this channel grow. And I'll see you tomorrow for more, because like I said, I'm enjoying this game, so I want to play more. Also, you can find my Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal in the description of every video. But until then, you guys take care now, and I'll see you all later. Peace.